Everything in this universe has a beginning. The Big Bang. The formation of nebular matter into stars and planets. The first collections of amino acids in the Earth's oceans. The first creatures to leave them. The first mammals. The first primates that walked upright. The first religion. The first printing press. And ultimately, the first synthesizer. Robert A. Moog created the first practical, playable instrument way back in the late 60s. And no matter how powerful the synthesizers of our day, nothing comes close to that lovely, warm and organic sound of a Moog synthesizer. Here is an example for you to ponder.
Hello, it's Fox from Model Making Guru here. Hello everybody. I nearly did something really bad. I've been watching, while I've been doing some work throughout the week, I've been watching loads of YouTube videos. I very nearly kind of ripped off Kirioth TV and went, hello, it's Kirioth. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. It's somebody else's YouTube channel. Hey everybody, it's Fox from Model Making Guru here. Hello, welcome. It is Warhammer Sunday. Yes, as you can see, it is my weekend time, where I set aside time from the normal hurly-burly and heyday every weekday bustle and bustle of normal model making, which hasn't been happening for the last few weeks anyway, and work on my Warhammer army. Saturdays and Sundays are my Warhammer times. And as always, on a Sunday I like to sit down and do a bit of work, and I stream, and you guys can watch and join in and listen to me in the background and have a hangout in the chat and have a good laugh. And we give some stuff away. We give away stickers and we give away awesome things. Yeah, so why not come and join? Now, as always, if you're watching this anywhere in the world, we have a live chat, as you can see here. Chat. If you're watching it and you aren't in the live chat, then do come and join in, because we do sticker giveaways and other bits and bobs, and I do depend on the chat to give me things to talk about. So if you're watching anywhere that doesn't have live chat, like watching this on Patreon channel or on the Twitter tweet that I can't get my words out today, tweet that I posted up, then just I'll start again, shall I? Click on the YouTube icon that's down in the bottom right here, somewhere down here in the screen, on your screen. Click on the YouTube icon, it will take you to the stream on my YouTube channel where you can join in the live chat. You might win stickers and that. So, what are we planning to do today? Well, today we are planning to do a bit more painting on my armigers. As you can see, I've got all three painted up now. Last week we were painting just the base orange coat. And what I have gone ahead and done in advance is put some Agrax Earthshade on there. So today I'm going to show you, because somebody did ask me, I'm going to show you how to bring this colour back with dry brushing. Now, for anyone who's not watched this before, and also, if you've never watched one of these before, it's just us hanging out in the chat, and I'll be working for 2 or 3 hours. I'll do my best to answer and speak to people in the chat, because the chat's just here, you can see it. I will do my best, but my attention will be diverted to what I'm doing. I might get some work done. Last few weeks I've actually got some work done. But we'll also do giveaways and stuff. As always, we are doing the Stream Boss Battle, which is this thing up here. This is my health bar. Most of it's black because my health has been taken down. My health is currently 22,250. What is it? 22,257. Every time somebody subscribes to this channel, or does a super chat by clicking on the little dollar symbol on the chat down here and does a super chat, or puts a tip through the tip jar, which is streamlabs.com. I can't see where stuff is when I'm trying to point and I'm going like this. It's because I have to look over my shoulder at the telly box and see where my finger is. The tip jar is streamlabs.com/modelmakingguru. Every time someone does a tip, a super chat, or subscribes to this channel, it takes a little bit of my health off, and that money goes towards a prize fund. And at the moment the prize fund is well over 200 quid. Ooh, yes, think of what you could win for that. The way it basically works is whoever gets me off the throne, whoever gets me down to 0 health points, becomes the new stream boss. They win a Warhammer kit, or any kit really, of their choice based on the budget that's available, which, as I say, at the moment is 200 quid. They become stream boss. Everybody works to take their health down, and when their health gets to 0, whoever takes them off the spot, I then send them a free kit of their choice, again depending on the budget. Now, as I say, the budget's around about 200 quid at the minute, so you can get some pretty nifty Warhammers or anything for that. You could get yourself the Adeptus Titanicus set. You could easily afford that. Have yourself some Titan combat with the little tiny Imperial Knights. They're so totes adorbs. Or there's many other things you could do. I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Yes, the amount of health you take off depends on how much you put through on the super chat or your tip. So obviously the more you tip, the more you super chat, the more health comes off and the more chance you have of being the winner. So whoever gets me to 0... Oh, hello, somebody did a thing. Who was that? That was Tony Blackwell. Thank you very much. He says, happy Warhammer Sunday. Thank you very much, Tony. Much appreciated. A little bit of my health down. See, that's all you have to do. You just put a tip through. So you have to do. My health's now gone down to 20,257. Those amongst you who are cunning and can work out how much health and how much, I don't know if you saw how much he put through, you could probably figure out how it's set. So yeah, the more you put through, the more health it takes off. Anyway, so that's the Stream Boss Battle. What else have we got? If you've not watched one of these before, that's about it. That's all I can think of. That's all my blurb out of the way. So Let's have a look and see who is in chat. I've got my little iPad keyboard. I've got a white one now. I had a black one last week and now I've got a white one because I can see it easier. I've got a little iPad keyboard so I can do the chatting. Let's have a look and see who we've got in. We've got Dave from Butcher That Model. Afternoon, chaps. He was in about 1,000,000 years ago. Ronnie Partin's in. Greetings from the USA. Beyblade Master says, since school's suspended tomorrow, I can watch. Yay! Faisal Shastari is in. Hi Fox, he says. Tony Blackwell, Ghost Lyle, Pineapple, Justin Ackerman, Mark Scale Models. Who else has come in? JS Idaho is in. Hello, JS Idaho. I've replied to your email. Chris from Gross Models. Hello, Chris. Apparently, he says he's making he's making a Zaku. I can't say the T word, Chris. I can't say the T word. It's not a It's not a. It's not. I can't say it. I can't say it. I can't say that word. Getting warm here again, says Chris. Thought we were finished with that. No, it's warm here. If you can probably hear, I've got the fan on in the background as well. Let's have a look. Won't be long before I'm complaining it's too cold. Yes. Who else have we got in? Richard Gibbs is in. Sup Fox, he says. Sup Richard. Brian Costello, welcome, welcome. I did. Yes, thanks Fox. Let's have a look. Canada, our home and native land, true patriot. Oh yes. Oh Canada, our home and native land, true patriot, loving all thy sons command. I don't know the scanning for the words. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. I can't go too loud because my neighbours will be like, what the hell is he doing next door? I will probably try and do an a cappella version of that at some point. Lee Gallup is in, welcome Lee. James Larimore is in, welcome James. Let's have a look. Rusting Customs Models, welcome dude. Dommy's good in, good evening. Mark 400. That's everybody I've got up to them. People have got their stickers. All the backlog of stickers and prizes went out a couple of days ago. So if you're waiting on stickers from the last few weeks or prizes, they have gone. They're in the post. Apart from JS Idaho, who won this last week, because he only got back to me yesterday, and he doesn't want this one. He wants a different one. So this has gone back into the pot for a sticker giveaway for tonight. So from everybody apart from JS, all your stickers and prizes are on the way. Beyblade Master says it's been 6 weeks since I've touched any models. Hopefully I can tomorrow. Yay! Yes, I apologise for singing then. That's probably a bad thing. I shouldn't have done that. I just couldn't resist. Enormous Coffee, which is approximately that big. There's my finger for scale. Look, da-da, that's my hand for scale. Enormous Coffee. Ready to roll. So today, piece of tissue to get all the coffee out of my moustache. You wonder how I can drink like this. It literally holds a litre. You wonder how I can drink a litre of coffee. The truth is my moustache gets about 2/3 of it. I get like a normal cupful after everything's siphoned out of my moustache. Aha, very cool. I've put mine on my laptop, says Tony Blackwell, about stickers. Can't see the screen now. Yes, I got myself, I had a skirmish case for carrying my miniatures in. And I put all my stickers from like Chris and Team Inept and my stickers and Skipper's Scale Models, and I had some other ones like Totally Scale Models, the Smooth Workshop and stuff all over that. And then I realised that box was too small and I got myself a big Crusade case. Or Battle, I can't remember which one I got now, the big one. And now I've got no stickers. It's like, oh. Ah. JS says, cool, thanks Fox. Yes, JS Idaho said, hey, can I just have one of your normal model making Guru ones? So this big ammo one has gone back into the pot for tonight. For today. Today. Anyway, yes. So, what are we doing? Well, a little update before we get going. As I said in some of my Facebook posts and tweets the other day, I still haven't been able to do any proper grown-up filming builds like my Strike Rouge or anything at the moment, because we're still waiting on surgery confirmation from Mama Fox, so I can't really start anything serious, because I do need to be able to just drop everything and go at a moment's notice, potentially. And if basically the Strike Rouge and the Sazabi Fur Car are patron builds, they're effectively commission builds, so I can't afford to just drop everything halfway through painting something and go. I need to make sure I'm not taking any chances with those two, so I can't do much at the minute, so no filming or anything. So I've just been pootling along, and where I can do a little bit on my Warhammer army. I have got my Space Marines all painted up. I had a set of Primaris Intercessors. that I've painted up. And the cunning-eyed amongst you, if you haven't watched one of these before, my army is going to be themed on the Principality of Zeon from Mobile Suit Gundam. And the clever amongst you, or the eagle-eyed, will note that these particular Space Marines have a very Zaku coloured colour scheme. Basically it's just a Zaku. I've got a light green, a darker green, and some browns and so on. It's basically a Zaku colour scheme, black kneecaps and so on. So they're all painted up. I've got little Zeon symbols on the pauldron there. And for this guy, he's a sergeant, so I've given him Zeon sergeant stripes. Yes, all the detail, all attention to detail, you see. So I've got a whole squad of these guys painted up. I actually love painting these. It was great fun. I did actually make, when I built them, I just assembled them with the rifles and all the rifles and arms in place. And I know people are going, oh, why did you do that? It just becomes a nightmare to paint them if they've got, like, if you glue the arms on, the rifles in place over the chest and stuff. But you know what? It wasn't actually that hard to paint things like the Aquila on the chest with a rifle over the chest, because you can just about get access. And if there's anything you can't quite see because there's a weapon or arm in the way, then nobody else can see it, so you don't need to paint that. So if you're wondering about painting Space Marines and things, and you're worried about accessing things like the chest Aquila with the rifle over the top, as long as you've got a fine brush, it's fine. You might make a little bit of splodge here and there, you can go back and tidy it up, but it's not a major problem. So yeah, they're all painted. I can't remember what I used. I used for the colours, I used very similar colours to what I did on the Zaku Knight, which was, I think, Lauren Forest, there was another green, the black part, so you can't really see because of this, but the lower part of the foot, the lower part of the boot there, and the kneecap were painted in Mechanica Standard Grey, and then had a couple of washes of Null Oil to darken them. And that's just to give them a slight sort of Zaku look. So he's got the dark kneecap and the dark sort of bottom of the foot. The browns were just Rhinox hide with a shade of Null Oil, and then a dry brush of something, another brown. There was a brown involved, and the brown that was involved was, I can't remember. Fantastic. Steel Legion Drab, actually. Steel Legion Drab. And then I did an edge highlight. Now I've stayed away from edge highlighting because I do like that style, like that sort of Games Workshop style, but I tend to go for more realistic style. Not super realistic, but a bit more realistic. So I've not really done edge highlighting. Done a little tiny bit on his red helmet, and a little bit here and there on where else on the leather. But that's just because I wanted to suggest on the leather, for example, just where these little lines of wear. I was going to do some chipping on these guys, but I'd already spent a couple of days painting them all up because there's 10 of them, and I just wanted to get them painted up so I can have a force to go and play with, because I've got tons of guys. I've got all my Astra Militarum / Imperial Guard, I've got my Tempestus Scions to do, I've got all my my Admech to paint, so I'm having a great time. It was great fun painting these. But yeah, don't worry about putting the weapon over the chest, you can still access the chest. So I've got a whole squad of those guys painted up. I'll just put them to one side safely. Whole squad of Space Marines. So technically I sat there and I was like, wow, I've just realised I've got a space, I've got a load of intercessors painted up, and I've got my Imperial Knight, at least one of my Imperial Knights painted up. I can go and play a game. I can go to my local store and I can go and say to Cam, can you teach me how to play, please? Cam's the manager. Can I do a learny game? And then I can learn how to play. And I know Gray Hall, who's one of my followers who comes to the Boom Hut, who's regular in the Boom Hut, and also I've forgotten somebody else who plays. The name's on the tip of my tongue. Trevor Greenhalgh, I think. Trevor, yes, Trevor. He also goes to my local store, and he's starting out playing. So yes, I can go and have a game. Finally, I've got enough troops painted up to go and have a game. And oh, wait. I've only got the codex for Astra Militarum. Oh, I've got the rulebook and I've got the codex for Admil, for your Astra Mil or what's it. I've not yet got a codex for Imperial Knights or for Space Marines. I'm like, oh, fudge. So I can't go and play a game yet. So I need to get a load of troops painted up that I can actually go and play, like my Tempestus Scions or something. So yes, or I could take those guys and have a quick go of kill. I could get him to teach me how to play Kill Zone, whatever it's called. Kill Zone, Kill Team, Kill Zone, not Kill Zone, Kill Team. But I want to learn to play proper 40k rather than Kill Team first of all. I want to learn to play that first. So yeah, so I went for a kind of realistic look. I didn't do a lot of edge highlighting, and I probably did a bit more shading and stuff like that than normal sort of, like Duncan would do. A bit more in depth there. There was a matte coat, and I also, what did I do? Basically, I wanted to protect it from handling, so I got everything painted, matte coated it. I was going to gloss varnish it and then put the decals on, but I matte coated it and then just went back over some of these metallics with a dry brush of duraluminum. I used the Vallejo metal colour duraluminum, which is a brilliant colour, and that just gives you that nice shiny effect there on the metallic parts. So they're unprotected, but everything else is basically protected, and the decals and stuff. So I don't want to leave them unvarnished, because then you handle them in a game, they'll just get screwed up. So yes, so I need to paint my Tempesta Sounds up, I guess. Oh, I have also ordered. I have ordered from the internet a set of wheels for my Taurox Prime in my Tempesta Sounds kit. You've got the big armoured car. I can't be doing with them dumbass tracks it's got. They look stupid. 4 sets of tracks. It looks stupid. So I'm going to throw those away. I've ordered a set of wheels. So it look awesome. So I'll get crack on with that Taurox. Also, just to get some stuff done, because I need space in this room. I've also yesterday assembled my Mortarion, big Mortarion figure, and I've assembled my Magoth Lord, which was very kindly sent to me. You saw the unboxing video the other day. So I've got my Magoth Lord all built up. I'm not going to be painting those for probably a long time yet, because they're not models I'm going to play with. One of them's Age of Sigmar to start with. But I just wanted them built so I can, get rid of the box and the sprues and stuff and just have them. I can put them in the display cabinet and get them out of the way, and therefore they're there and they're ready for me to paint. So they'll be getting painted one day. So before we get going, let's have a quick look at chat. Hi, Fox from Canada, says Mark 400, playing Monster Hunter World before doing some airbrushing on Tau tanks. Cool. Cool, Tau tanks, eh? Big coffee. It's been 6 minutes since... Oh, we've done that one. Aha, I know. I've done these comments already. Grimgird, says Lee Gallop. Mini trans... I can't say that word, Chris. Mini trans... I can't say it. Those Space Marines look nice, says Beyblade. Thank you. I made it, says George Flouter. Hey, George. Nice Xeon Green, says JS Idaho. Are those Primaris Intercessors? Yes, and they're painted to look in the same... Well, they're painted to have Zaku colours, apart from the gold, obviously. So it's all Zaku-y greens. To match the Imperial Knight, which was painted like a Zaku. Now, I just... Ghost Lyle says, Fox, the Warhammer shop might let you use their in-store codexes. They tend not to, actually. Even the nicest of shops, they don't really like you going through their codex because they want you to buy one, so... I wouldn't ask Cam. I wouldn't put Cam in that position, to be honest. My local manager. He probably would let me, but I don't want to put him in that position because if he lets me do it, he's got to let every Tom, Dick, and Harry do it. And then what's to stop them just coming and say, "Can I use your codex?" No, you have to have your own. Really, it's kind of the polite thing to do. So I wouldn't put Cam in that position. Have you varnished them? Says Chris. Yes, I think I answered that, didn't I? Yes, they're matte varnished. Only a light matte varnish, so some of the metallics were still shiny, and then I went over with the Vallejo metal colour. Some other news. I have ordered some more metal colours. I've ordered a load of different ones like exhaust stains and other basic shades because I love this colour so much. I've got a load more. And I've ordered some awesome purples from the Mecha colour range from Vallejo because I'm going to be painting the Strike Rouge Oatori when I get cracking on that. So I've ordered some nice purples for that. Being the Strike Rouge, it's going to be purple. Ooh, TK's in. Hey TK. Dommy says, I got stickers too, Bill Diver stickers. I didn't send those. Let's have a look. Good morning TK's models. Hi TK. Agree about the 4 sets of tracks. It looks awful. Wheels at the front and tracks at the back would be better, says Tony Blackwell. Like a half track. I've actually gone for the 6-wheel drive, so it's got a set of wheels at the front and then double wheels at the back. From... where did I get it from? I got it from a place... I can't remember what it's called now. There's about 2 or 3 places that sell like resin detail sets for Warhammer, and I can't remember who it is. Black something, I think, or it's the other one. I can't remember. Anyway, it's like 7 quid or something, 10 quid, I can't remember. Anyway, it's basically 4 sets of wheels and things, so you can stick them on the existing axles. It still looks a bit dumb because it's really tall. Still looks a bit silly, but it kind of has that you know, like all those armoured vehicles that seem to always be in South Africa or in African state, they get the big tall things and the massive... It looks like one of those, so it kind of gets away with it, but it looks less dumb than having dumbass tracks. Just look up Torox Prime on the Googles. The tracks look stupid. They just look stupid. Please and thank you, says George Flouter. I want stickers, says Justin. Got them from the stamp rally at Gundam Base in Tokyo. What matte varnish did you use, Fox, and did you brush paint it? This is all brush painting. I've not picked up an airbrush in weeks and weeks. Well, months actually. I've not picked up an airbrush in months. The matte varnish is just Humbrol 49 acrylic. Matte 49 acrylic. Because the weather's been nice, I can go outside and I just give them a quick blast. I suck at airbrushing varnishes, let's just be honest. I suck at airbrushing varnishes. I can never get it to work. So I prefer rattle cam. Right, so that's all the news. I'm going to have a swig of coffee. Now, if you watched my channel over the last few days, you will have seen there was a mystery package times. Some bits and bobs came in. They have been added to the wheel of giveaways. So if you've never watched one of these shows before, do stay tuned, because when we do stickers later on, we'll do sticker giveaways and we'll do wheel of giveaways where I pick a kit, a model kit or a big stash of prizes, and pick one for you to take away for yourself. So you never know what we're going to win. We need to give away last week's and pick a new one. But today we're going to start painting on these. So what I need to do is shut hell up, put these to one side for a moment. You can see I painted everything else the orange colour. I got the weapons painted up, just orange touches on the chain sword, on the chain reaper sword, whatever it's called, the little mini one. I painted the sort of little shield here. Now I did actually start on one of these to paint the frame around the weapon, but I'll be honest with you, it took quite a while because it's quite fiddly and I got bored. I really got bored. So what I did was I put it in some Dettol and stripped it for 24 hours and just repainted it, and then just left it with just the sort of the blast shield there. I don't really call that, I don't really know what purpose that serves, but that kind of shield thing there, I just painted that orange instead because I really couldn't be fussed painting all the casing. It was just like, I'm bored now. Yeah. If ever you're painting something you kind of get that hint of boredom, just stop, go and do something else. So yes, so we got these done. Now you notice I haven't painted the metallic bits yet because we've got dry brushing and stuff to do on here. Now these are going to be tricky because these have got stuff metallics painted, just because I primed in lead belcher. So we'll do those in a bit. But yes, I'm going to try and show you if I can. Move this out of the way. I'm going to need my Scruffy Times cutting mat. So I'm not making my nice neat cutting mat all scruffy and covered in paint. So I'll put that there. Lift that up and put that there. There we go. So now I can make a mess and not worry about getting paint on my nice clean cutting mat. It's my Sunday best cutting mat. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these. I've painted them in, what did I paint them in? I think I painted them in Joakero Orange. And no, I can't remember what silly name I gave it. Joakero Orange, which is a base paint. And then I gave it a wash of Agrax Earthshade, just one thick coat, just to scruffy it up. So what we want to do now is bring back some cleanness to this, but keep that shade in the recesses, and just, it's kind of like almost like pre-shading, but it's one way of doing pre-shading with actually using an airbrush. Mike Mountain's in. Hey Dad, welcome. Interzone88 is in. Welcome Interzone. Niklas Eriksson. It does look stupid with tracks, says Nicholas. Nim Cinderin is in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do you know how the Humbrol matte compares to Testa's dull coat or Tamiya's? I've never used Testa's dull coat or Tamiya's, but I can tell you that this rattle can is the best matte varnish I've ever used ever, because you just go and it's matte varnish. You don't need to think, and it's quite temperature stable. Now obviously it's a rattle can, so you can't do it indoors. And some of the airbrush ones may be much better and more convenient because they're airbrush, but I just can't get airbrush ones to work. But you need to make sure it's acrylic matte, because there is an enamel matte and that will just destroy your models. What else was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say now. But yes, I'm the only matte I've got. The what have I got? I've got the ammo matte varnishes. There. I also have some AK matte varnish, but not the ultra one. And I've tried airbrushing both of these, and I just can't get them to work. Even when I'm thinning the crap out of them. They're coming out like satin finish, they're coming out too thick, they're coming out bubbly. I didn't enjoy spraying them at all. Rattle can, I can just wave it around and it's done. Right. Sticker question sent. You'll like this one, says Chris. Thank you very much. I've got one from Dave as well today. Welcome, Dad. Butcher that model. Dad, quick wave at Kenneth. He'll be watching later. Hey, Kenneth. Right, let's get some painting done. So, we've got the base colour down. We've effectively done some kind of pre-shading with the Agrax Earth Shade. Now, if I wanted a really dark kind of shadow effect, I could go for 2 coats of Agrax, but I didn't. I just went for 1. Bear in mind, this looks a lot more orange to you on telly than it does to me in real life. It's a lot less orange and vibrant in real life. It's just the way the camera works. Now, what we can do, as I said at the start, I'm doing a Principality of Xeon themed army, or rather a Xeon themed army, and these are going to be modelled after mobile workers from Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin. So they're going to be orange with hazard stripes. I don't want them to be bright orange, so I don't necessarily want to pop on something like Troll Slayer Orange, because that's just stupidly bright. However, what I could do, that's probably a bit too bright as well. What I do have is, I do have some shades. Now what I want to do first is just bring back a clean colour, so it's not all looking scruffy like that. And then what I'll probably do is go over with a shade, maybe. Even though I've just done a shade for dirt and dark, I may go over with a shade just to colour the surface, and I'd have to thin that down. So what we're going to try and do is, I'm quite happy with this colour as it was, so I'm going to stick with the Joakera Orange. So we're going to do some dry brushing. I've also got some Lamentus Yellow, which is glaze, which might also work quite well to orange it up a little bit. But we'll see. It'll make sense. I'm kind of talking rubbish now, but once I've got the dry brushing done, I want to give it a bit more boldness, but not too much. So, what are we going to do? Well, we need a piece of tissue, and we need some dry brushing brushes. And we're going to... Look at me, I'm getting work done already. I know, it's not right, is it? It's me getting work done already. It's alien to me. It's not correct. I want some... I know that's a base brush, but it's the right shape. I'm looking for chisel-y shaped brushes. Now, a lot of parts on this kit are actually quite small, so these are going to kind of be the right size. Now, when you're doing dry brushing, you'll know if you've done it before, there's different ways you can do it. It's not just a case of getting it on and slapping it around. You can just dry brush and pick up edges. Dad's waving at Kenneth, so he's got an upside down smiley face, because Kenneth's in Australia. You can just wave the brush around like that and pick out edges, but that's not what we're going to try and do. And I know this probably won't come out on camera too much, but I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. Hang on, let me see if I can zoom in. Doodle-doo. Now, it might sound picture quality a bit rubbish, but let's have a look. Hang on. Wow, that's massively zoomed in. There we go. Okay, so picture quality is a bit sponged, but you get the idea. So here we go. So I need to make sure you can see that. So you can see it's nice and dirty. We want to bring that back, but we want to keep the shade in the recesses. So I'm going to get some Joakera Orange. I'm going to put on my visor so I can see what I'm doing. Now, while I'm doing this painty, you kind of have to talk amongst yourselves, because I can't really look at chat at the same time. So yeah. Now, what we're going to do, we're not going to just be doing this to get the edges. That's the usual technique, is go tick like that to pick up edges. We're not doing that. What we want to do is, now often this works with the same colour that it was underneath the shade, but you can use any colour you want. I want to get the dry brush. I want to get a little bit of paint, not a huge amount, just a little bit. Get most of it off on the tissue. And I do mean most. You don't want almost anything left on this. Now, this is a slow process. And what we're going to do, rather than try and pick out edges, we're just going to try and pick out the centre of panels. So it's similar principle as dry brushing, but instead of going like this, we're going to be more focused and use little circles, little circular motions like this. Is that on camera? Yeah. I'm almost putting no pressure on the brush, because I don't want it to go into every single nook and cranny and just remove all the shade completely. But what I want to do is do it on this pilot's door, might be easier. What I want to do is kind of get the colour back in the middle of panels. And it's kind of a long-winded way. If you do like a recess shade, which is where you take your shade colour and just touch it to things like rivets and panel lines, what proper models would call a pin wash, it's kind of the reverse of that. You're putting the shade all over and then building up the colour back again elsewhere. So you could have just done a recess shade, but what I find is if I just painted the whole thing Jacaro orange and then done a recess shade, you'd have nice shade in your recesses. Obviously it's a recess shade, but what you wouldn't have is random patchiness, because when I'm doing this, I'm not basically repainting all the panels and middle bits of areas. I'm not making it 100% back to the original Jacaro orange. I'm still leaving little patches like there. I don't know if it comes out on camera. There's a little patch there. I'm going to see if I can adjust the colour for you, because I get it more like what it actually looks like. Let's have a look. Hang on. It kind of looks a bit more like, let's have a look. Kind of looks a bit more, oh, that's really bad, a bit more like that. It's a bit closer, not quite, hang on, is that better? I can't get it exactly right, but it's kind of close. Anyway, probably messed it all up now. Yeah, if you just did a recess shade, like I say, which is just a pin wash, then the problem there is you don't get any randomness. You just get nice clean flat panels and the shade or the pin wash in the recesses and around rivets. And while that can look good, if you're not going particularly dirty or dusty or weathered look, it can look brilliant. But I'm doing a dirty weathered vehicle, so I kind of want that kind of scratchy patchy look. So you can see here I'm going in little circle motions. I'm not going like this to get the edge. That's an edge dry brush to get the edge. I'm not doing that, I'm doing this. Almost no pressure, almost no paint on the brush, and just slowly building it up. And it takes a while, and it can almost be sometimes imperceptible. Of course, if you're dry brushing a different colour over, say I was using a white or something, you'd see an even more obvious effect straight away. But it's just a slow process. Aviad Madar says, Fox, try using a makeup brush from Mrs. Fox for that. It works amazing. There is no Mrs. Fox, but but I like these. I like these, to be honest. I'm using the Daily Rowney Graduate Angle Shaders. They are really nice brushes. I've got a whole mess of them. I've had them for years. And I've also got the some of the dry brushes from The Army Painter. I find that with Citadel brushes, the actual base brushes that are like that are actually better for dry brushing. The brushes that are actually Citadel dry brushes, they're not as good for this kind of dry brush. They're good for just going like that and picking out edges, but they're quite coarse and quite flappy with their filaments. So they're not quite as good for this kind of slow fade dry brushing, if that makes sense. Now, this isn't going to be very exciting to watch, and I just have to get on with it. But hopefully once I've done this one piece, you'll see a difference between the two. Got paint on my thumb. Well done, Fox. And again, a lot of it might not come out on camera just because we're zoomed in and the contrast is a bit high and the colour's not quite right, but it's more I'm just trying to show you the technique. What's with the scrolling names with money, says Totally Scale Models. That's people who've donated, who've done tips or super chats. It's like a running total, a leaderboard of who's donated. It goes back, we've gone back over weeks and weeks and weeks. For anyone who's joined, if you've not watched one of these before, if you look up at the top of the screen up here, there is a health bar where the health is currently 2257. When I started these live streams, I started with 100,000 health, and basically that's my HP bar, my health bar. Every time somebody does a super chat by using the little $ at the bottom of the chat window, or does a tip, which is down here, you can go to streamlabs.com/modelmakingguru and do a tip. Every time someone does a super chat or a tip, or just subscribes to this channel, it takes a little bit of my health bar down. The money that is raised through that goes towards a fund, and the fund will pay for an awesome prize for whoever gets my health down to 0. Whoever gets my health down to 0, that person, I then will send them an email that says, "Hi, this is how much is in the kitty. What model kit would you like?" That's it. That's what you win. Basically, whatever. It started off as whatever Warhammer kit you want, but really it's anything. Now I'm down to 24,000, I think, health or something like that. The kitty at the moment, the prize fund is over 200 quid. So yeah, think what you could get for 200 quid. Warhammer wise, you could afford, you could afford the Adeptus Titanicus set or one of the box sets. I have said in various places I'm not allowing Forge World kits. We can have that discussion. There is a good reason for that, and the problem with winning a Forge World kit is, if you win and you say, "I want this Forge World kit," and I say brilliant, and I order it for you, and it arrives on your doorstep and it's got broken pieces and miscast pieces and the slippage and warpage and you can't fix it, that's going to be a right pain in the arse to get them replaced. Because normally if you get funky pieces with Forge World, you just mail them and say, "Hi, these pieces are beyond repair, can I get replacements please?" And they either send you new pieces or they send you the whole kit again, depending on how bad it is. The difficulty is, I can't do that because I've ordered it but you've received it. So you mail them and say, "Hi, I've got this kit, there's pieces are knackered," and they'd be like, "Well, you didn't order it, bye." So this is the problem with Forge World. So I've kind of said no Forge World, but anything that you can get from a Games Workshop store or online is absolutely fine. So we're over 200 quid, and there's more to come. But I'm down to 27,000 now, so I reckon we might even. Don't put my word on it, but I reckon we might even cross the 300 quid mark. And then you're getting into proper serious, like Warhammer stuff or perfect grade Gunpla or whatever kit you want. I will basically tell you what the budget is. You will tell me what you want, and I will order it, and you will receive it. And that's it. And then whoever becomes the stream boss, whoever wins gets me off the thing, they become stream boss, and then people have to get their health down, and when their health gets to 0, whoever gets them off the throne, that person wins a kit of their choice, depending on whatever is in the budget. So it's just a little bit of fun basically, but you need to do tips or super chats or subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. That's how you knock my health down. Right, so I've only done a little bit of dry brushing on here, and it's quite subtle. Quite subtle. Let's see if there's a difference. You might start to see, I don't know if you will because of the camera, but you might start to see a little bit of a difference. Here's just a piece with Agrax Earthshade wash. It doesn't really come out on camera, and this has been dry brushed. If you saw it in real life, you'd see it's a lot cleaner. Oh, hello, who was that? Simon Reynolds, thank you very much. Finally made it, says Simon. Thank you very much, Simon, very kind of you. My health is now down to 1,800-257. Anybody clever out there could start working out how much it would cost me to get down to 0. Because the more you tip, or the greater the amount you tip or super chat, the more health you take off. So there you go. I'll do a bit more of this. Now when I did the Zaku Imperial Knight, I did various green colours with the Agrax Earthshade, and that was a bit more obvious once I did this dry brushing. The difference between the bits I dry brushed and the bits where the shade was a bit more obvious, because this is kind of an orange colour and it's not a bright colour. It's really quite hard to see a massive difference when you dry brush it, but it is there and you'll know it yourself. You can just about see it. Now these are going to be filthy and dirty when they're finished, so I'm not looking for perfection here, but I know you probably can't see it on camera, but there is a difference now between the two This just looks like it's had a wash of Agrex Earthshade. This has got some of that patchiness removed. It's cleaned up a lot of it, but not all of it. There's still some areas where there's like shadowing that goes off around the edge and things like that. So I'm quite pleased with that. So I've got 3 of these to do, but I won't do all 3. Well, I'll do what we're going to do on this one. So that's that one. Now what I need to do next is, we've done that coat there. What I want to do now is just do a slightly lighter colour, because I do want some dry brushing on here. So like I say, what colours have I got? I've got orange wise. Wow, that was loud. That made me jump, that did. Oh, wow, that really made me jump. I didn't realise that sound effect was so loud. Wow. Brian Costello, thank you very, very much. That's absolutely awesome of you. You're an absolute gentleman, sir. Thank you very, very much. That really made me jump then, because I've got the sounds coming through my speakers. And that just, I heard this like clunk noise. I'm like, wow, what was that? Oh, wow. Yes, it was Brian that was actually asking me about doing this. So I'm not finished yet though, Brian, so don't go anywhere yet. It's not as obvious with this orange colour, like I was saying, with the orange and the Agrex, because they're both kind of earthy tones. What I might do now is, I do have some Tau Light Ochre. Now if you look at the mobile workers, or the mobile whatever they're called in Origin, they're not bright orange. They're kind of orange, but not bright orange. I might, do you know what I might do? I might go for some. I want to make this look not bright and shiny, but I want to fade it a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is get a little bit of Fire Dragon Bright. We're going to punt. We're going to take a punt on this. We're going to take a risk. Let's risk it for a biscuit. And take some Fire Dragon Bright, because I don't plan this stuff. You know me. Fire Dragon, which sounds like a...
Pika pika!
Oh, hello, who was that? Aviad Madar, thank you. Wow, Aviad, 1 punch, says Aviad. Whoa, whoa, we are down 2. Whoa, dude, we have a new stream boss. Insane, Aviad Madar has just dropped my health down to 0. Aviad Madar, congratulations, you are the new stream boss. You just won yourself a kit of your choice, dude. Wow. Wow, awesome, 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 awesome. Well done, well done. That's actually incredible. Aviad Madar, you are the new, you can see it there, new stream boss. You have 100,000 health. Well done, dude. Right, so what will happen is, wow, I didn't think we'd get it there that fast. I need to take a swig of coffee now. Aviad, you've just won yourself a kit of your choice, dude. Here's what's going to happen. Aviad is the new stream boss. So everybody can now work to take his health down. Theoretically, I can do it as well. I can put money in to take his health down if I want to. Everybody can now work to take his health down. He starts off same as me, 100,000. And whoever knocks him off the throne, they can win stuff. But Aviad, what happens now is, when we finish this stream, I need you to send me an email to Model Making Guru. Where's the camera? Where's the... Hang on, there. modelmakingguru@gmail.com. I'll put it in chat as well, just in case. Hang on, let me click on that. Model Making Guru. Oops. Why can I never type when I'm on telly? Model Making Guru. Where's the at? So I know this. Why did I get a Mac keyboard? gmail.com. So Aviad, you need to send an email there. What I will need is just drop me a quick email. And what I will do, because I've got your email address, and then basically I will tell you what the budget is, because I'll go and have a quick check. It's all stored away on PayPal. I'll go and have a look at what the budget is, and then we'll have a conversation about what you want to win. Got a new stream boss. Well done. So you've won yourself, well, who knows what. Whew. Right, so well done, Earl D. You've just missed Aviad Madar becoming the new stream boss and winning a kit of his choice. So Aviad, send me an email, that email address, and we'll have a conversation about what you want to win. And then what we'll do is, basically, I will just order it for you and have it, you know, shipped to you or whatever. And then when you get it, I'll obviously post up on the Boom Hut what you've chosen. So it's going to be a public thing. I'll tell people what you've chosen. And then, well, I'm floored now. I really don't know what to say. Wow. I thought we'd have weeks to go yet. Let's have a look. Well done. Whoa, well shit, says Lee Gallop. Well done, congrats. That was fast now, says Dommy. Quick someone bid load, says Chris. Totally spend model, scale model, says that makes sense. Spend £85 to get a £300 kit, basically, if you think about it. It's like, that's what we're doing. It's been going on for like many weeks. Weeks and weeks, people have been just chipping in little tips here and there, but as it gets towards the end and you start realising, if I do something a bit bigger, I might get it now. So, 500 quid lands your stream boss. Go, says SSI Reynolds. I don't know. I can't remember what I set it up as. I don't know if it is. It's like $1. It's so many HP per dollar. So I can't remember what exactly that is. Dora, says Mike Mountain. Yeah. I did say a few weeks ago we couldn't really do the Dora kit because A, no one's got it, and B, we don't have the budget for that because the kit's 500 quid and the shipping's about 200-300 quid. So yeah, but I'll let you know what the budget is and you can choose. Tony Blackwell, lol, that shut him up. Lee Gallop, they foiled my plan. Ghost Lyle says my plan is still in effect. Yes. Right, so, and I'm floored now. I'm floored. Speedy Q8, hello Fox and the unending forces of the holy contrivance and everyone. Hello Speedy Q8. I'm totally broken my stride now. That is awesome. That is insane. So I know what I'll be doing as soon as I finish this stream is sending you an email, Aviad. So do make sure to send me an email with details, because let's just make sure if you've mailed yet. Not yet. Yeah, do make sure to send me an email, because the last thing I want is it to go on weeks and weeks, because I need to get that money and put it to one side now, and obviously more tips come in now. It's going to kind of make things a bit more confusing. So I'm all at 6s and 7s now. Fox, you're such a humble chap. It's really quite refreshing to see in 2018. I'm just an idiot. I'm an idiot with a camera. So I have no. Wow. James Lorimore, there's a new stream boss. Aviad Madar says, haha, leaving Fox speechless was worth it. I fully expect to make a complete arse of this now because I'm totally distracted. Newsflash, Fox had a stride, says Dad. Shut up, Dad. Don't make me come over there and agree with you. I mean, get medieval on your ass. Now, this is quite a bright colour, so this may go horribly wrong. So I really don't want much paint on here at all. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to test it on a pauldron. Let's just see what happens. Again, very, very light, almost no pressure, little circular movements. Oh, that's quite nice actually. I'm doing it at an angle like this, and I've got it kind of angled just so I can do a little bit, because I don't want to cover everything. I just want to get a kind of patchy effect. This is basically what you would do with an airbrush if you pre-shaded it, or if you'd primed it black first. You build up your base colour, then imagine this had been primed black and then I was using an airbrush. I'd build up a base colour and I'd leave some of the black bits showing, and then I'd just apply an airbrush another coat over the top of the lighter colour and just try and get it to catch in certain areas. I'm kind of doing that but without the airbrush, but because we can't do a pre-shade coat, that's where the Agrax Earthshade came in. And again, I'm doing little circular motions just to build up a little highlight. And as the paint goes off the brush, you see how I'm doing it now, more like downwards. As the paint goes off the brush, you can start to angle it more pointy and put a bit more pressure on. And that's where the blend comes from. When you first go in with the brush like this, you've got a little bit of paint on there and you're just putting paint where you want it. Now there's almost nothing left on there. I can go in and I can start really pushing the bristles in, and that's where you start blending away any little brush marks or any little bits of texture pattern that have come in, where you can start doing little fades. It's kind of hard to explain, but you will get a feel for it. It does become intuitive after a while. You learn to kind of feel your way along. And there we have It's actually worked out rather well. There we have new highlighted pauldron compared to just having an Agrax Earthshade shade on there. Now I know on camera it just looks like I've painted the whole thing. It doesn't look like I've got any shading on there, but I can promise you, because it's just, I'll try and adjust the camera again just to see, because I'd rather try and get it kind of close to what I can actually see. So let's have a look. Let's have a look and see. Can I change this at all? No, not that way. It doesn't help that I'm zoomed in really, but no, I've not got the colour resolution in the camera, to be honest, which is a shame. But I hope you can see there is a difference now between the two. In reality, it does look like a dark patch here, darker orange here, and then it goes to a bright spot in the middle and then fades out to around the edges, and that's what I'm looking for, that kind of effect. So I'm just going to do the rest of it. Let's have a look. Brian says, thanks for that, Fox. The blend is what I'm interested in, the more practice in my future. The real trick, Brian, is, and thanks for saying that, because I couldn't remember who it was that was asking me about that. The real trick is use almost, just go in with minimal paint on, don't dip your brush in the paint, just a tiny little bit. Make sure most of it's missing. And it really is just a case of, it's not so much using the paint, it's learning to feel your way into it. So if I just do like, got the brush angled here and almost no pressure, you'll see, well you probably won't see because the camera's not good enough, but there is little brush marks, there's little sort of texture marks because it's picking up the texture from the paint underneath. And it's a little bit speckly, but not too bad. So I'm just really starting a bright patch, but I can feel, it's kind of an intuitive thing, but I can feel the brush behaving differently now as paint comes off it and as I'm seeing the end results. So I can start to put a little bit more pressure on slowly and angle the brush up now a bit more, because as I push the brush down more, I'm picking up the paint that's deeper in the bristles, and that's by now is a minute old and a bit drier, so it's not going to make a mess. And I can start to see how it's built. I don't know if you'll see, but it's built up on that skull there. Now this brush is a bit big, I could do with a smaller dry brush to be honest, but it'll do. And you just get a feel for it. There you go. It just makes it a little more varied than just flat colours with an edge highlight or just flat colours with a pin wash, which is effectively what you do if you do a recess shade in Games Workshop style. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to do this middle bit. So literally about that much paint is all you want. But I would say a good trick is the brush you're using. I can hear the ice cream van. Woo! If I suddenly go quiet and disappear, it's because the ice cream van's outside. Yeah, it does come down to a lot of it is the brush you use as well. Now, as I say, Games Workshop dry brushes are fine for dry brushing where you're just trying to pick out the edge. Hit the edge and get that kind of detail. For this kind of work, they're too coarse, was the word I was looking for before. They're not fine enough, which is why I like to use the base brush, because it's got a nice sort of fine bristle to it. I don't want big fluffy bristles, I want this kind of thing. I want like the Army Painter ones where they're nice and fine and neat and tidy, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to actually do a certain edge dry, I'm looking to really just be rubbing paint on. It's a bit like rubbing a pastel powder on, really, in a way, I suppose. But it's kind of a feel thing, you just get a feel for it in the end, you kind of get used to it. I can hear the ice cream van again. He's nearby, he's not on my street, but he's nearby. Calculus homework done, woo, says Beyblade Master. Oh god, you're doing calculus? Wow, I'm allergic to maths, so I instantly hate any kind of mathematical nonsense. Get all the paint off. Let's do some more dry brushing. So not very exciting while I'm doing this, I know, but it's It's just getting it done. So go in at your angle. Again, I can see here it's a bit textury because it picks up the texture of the paint below. But then what I can do is focus a bit more in the middle and just start to build that bright spot up. And if you've seen on previous shows where I said when I was a kid and I used to do ink drawings and then colour them in with pencil crayons, one trick I learnt for colouring with pencil crayons was to do the same thing, work in little small circles and slowly build up the colour. That's how you avoid getting... Now it looks like I'm doing it fast, it's just because I know what I'm doing, I'm so familiar with it, but it's kind of hard to explain. But yeah, with colour pencils it's the same principle, just build up the colour slowly in little circular motions, and that's how you avoid like pencil marks. And I could get quite solid colours from colour pencils that way. Now you will have to reload the brush quite often. Right, what's chat doing? Newsflash, Fox had a stride, says Dad. Yes, thank you for that. I'll have to look at the chat in a minute. I can't paint and do chat at the same time. I'm afraid I can't multitask like that. Now it is a bit more tricky on these armour just because they are smaller. And so by default what you'll do is you will end up picking up edges anyway, as if you were just trying to dry brush the edges. But that's fine, because it just helps kill that bird with that stone anyway. Or you could use a smaller brush, which probably would have been a good idea. And there we have probably about as far as I want to go with the dry brushing on that, to be honest, because we're going to have chipping and stuff to do on here as well. This is just really getting the base colour down. There we have the Armiger carapace for one of them, all painted up, well, with the base colour. If you compare that to the one that was just what was it, Jokera orange and a shade of Agrax Earth shade, and now we've done the dry brushing of the Jokera orange back again, and then a highlight dry brush of the Fire Dragon Bright, and it just looks a bit more alive. Now once it's got all the trim and stuff painted separately, it'll look even more alive. It always looks a bit weird when you see all the bits that aren't going to be orange painted up, but it's got some nice little edges around these grills, it's got nice little edges around all these little recessed vents here. See, it's kind of done the edge dry brush as well. You're going to get that anyway, but it's just a bit more controlled than just doing that and getting an edge highlight, because all you do if you do that, I'll just do it on this one, if you're doing that, that's the kind of thing where you go like that with the brush and it just picks out edges. Well, if you have paint on the brush, doing that just picks out the edges, so you get an edge highlight there and an edge highlight there. You're not really doing any blending. If you did it on that whole pauldron, you just get some like patch, a straight patch. This way you can kind of focus it so you can get shading. We will be doing chipping, and there will be an enamel gunk wash, believe it or not, to go on there as well. So I need to blow my nose. Whew. There you are. Right. So I need to basically do that on the entire, all the armour for all of this. I'm going to just rinse this brush off, because I've still got all the Jokera orange to do. So I'm going to clean that brush off, because I'm probably not going to need that again for a while. And then I can go back to the Jokera orange and get all that dry brushed while we're talking. And I'm still a bit floored from the fact that Avi had won the stream boss. We have a new stream boss! Woohoo! Right, so I don't know why that popped up. Chat is doing something weird. Right, so I'm just going to let that brush dry for a bit. You can't see that, can you? Oh, take my email address off the screen as well. Don't need that. Right, so let me just gather my thoughts, because I'm still a bit in shock. Wow, I can't believe we've done it. We've got stream boss. Woohoo! Yes. I need to get some more tissue. What's chat been doing? Let's have a look. Earl D says, wife and kids in Spain, going out next weekend. Until then, guitar amp, big guitar amp and modelling kit on the table all week. Get in. Stefan Lass says, hi all, your resident Swedish lurker is in. I'm not actually a Warhammer fan, but Fox's painting and tips are very inspiring as I'm just returning to the hobby after many, many years. I'm glad it helps, dude. I'm glad my nonsense helps you. Speedy Q8 says, ooh, new stream boss, what kit are you going to go for, Aviad? In fact, you know what? Do you know what? While we're live on telly, I'm not going to show it to you, obviously, because I'm not going to show you my Patreon, my PayPal account. But what I'll do, because I know if anybody puts a tip or anything through now, it'll add to it. So, what I'm going to do is, while we're live on telly, I will have a quick look, and I'll tell you now, live on televisions, what the balance is. So, I'm hoping I'm not showing you anything. So give me a second, I'll tell you now. Log in. Live on telly. Let's hope none of this shows up. Right, so I can tell you now, roughly, because I think there's a couple of payments in the PayPal account that are from other places, nothing to do with this. You are looking at about about 280 quid, Aviad. So you have a balance, you have a budget of 280 quid. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget, because there are some other things in that PayPal account, so I need to make sure they're not included, because they're like, you know, money from other places, nothing to do with this. So you have a budget of £280, so you could basically have whatever you want. Factor in shipping as well. Obviously 280 quid, that it'll include whatever you order plus shipping, because I can't afford to pay like 150 quid shipping for something. So that's your budget, 280 quid. What would you like? If you want to tell me now, you can do it in chat if you want. Or if you want to leave it to email and keep it off, you know, offside, that's fine. That's absolutely to you. But I thought I'd just let everybody know. 280 quid, that's your budget to play with. What would you like? Either tell me in chat or tell me on email. Fox, you've got mail. Merlin's Muse. I forgot to mail you last week for my stickers. Okay, no problem. I'll send some stickers out. Miskatonic University podcast. Whoa, stream boss change. I'm sorry I missed it. Congratulations, Aviad. Yes. Right, so if anybody wants to put anything in now for the new stream boss for Aviad, take him off, feel free, because I know the budget is 280 quid. Because I was suddenly thinking, if people start putting payments through now, I've got to make sure I'm not using that money for Aviad's prize. So that's Aviad's budget. So feel free, start throwing money in if you want. Let's have a look. Dummy spam, names being read out. Is this the part where someone has to say, get a room, you two? I think Warhammer is taking over my Gundam at the moment, says Earl D. They are just such good fun. They are such good fun. Holy crap, says Aviad. Yeah, you got 280 quid, dude. That's... Now, keep in mind, of course, I don't know if it applies to outside the UK, but if you go for a Warhammer kit of some sort, they often do free shipping on a lot of stuff. So have a look. Have a look and see. If it's, for example, a Warhammer kit, then what you might want to do is go onto their website, tell them where you are, which country, and just start to put the order through for whatever you fancy, just see what they're looking at charging you, and then if it's within 280 quid plus the shipping, just let me know and say I want this, and then I'll go and place an order for it, and I'll need your name and address, obviously. Now I think, as far as I know, especially if it's Warhammer, I think I can just place an order with your address. If I can't, because I know sometimes you can't do that, if I can't, what I'd have to do is place the order and have it sent to me, and then have it shipped to you. So that's fine, I don't mind. Fox, there's a question related to Stream Boss. Would you be happy if someone took their budget and bought several Games Workshop kits to formulate an army? Yeah, you've got a budget. Basically, I'm saying that's how much you've got to play with. Do what you want. If you said to me, I want to get the Adeptus Titanicus, that's fine. Or you might say, can I get 5 packs of Space Marines, or can I get this, that and the other? As long as it stays within budget, it's fine. You can have what you want. And we did say at the very start, it has to be Warhammer. It doesn't have to be Warhammer. You could probably get a very nice perfect grade Gunpla for that. But of course, again, have a quick look online and check and see before you say I want this. Make sure it's not going to be like a kit that's 250 quid and then I've got to pay 120 quid shipping because it's coming from Japan or something, so keep that in mind. Should we convert it into our nation's currency? If it's a Warhammer kit, just select the destination as UK. When you go into the thing, there's a little flag at the top right, set that to UK and it will show you the price in pounds. Because I don't know what the conversion rate will be for a domestic currency. Nim, if you're saying that when you say about wow, words, about donations and tips, it's all done in dollars anyway, so just pop it through wherever you want. Found out what happened to my box of Warhammer from 20 years ago that I stashed in my mum's loft, says Earl D. My brother sold it, he confessed on Thursday. Oh, probably worth a lot of money as well, that. You want to just disown him and have him shot, basically. Brother, I love you, but you have to be killed now. Goodbye. I'd skin him, says Merlin's Muse. Yeah. Let's have a look. Aviad Madar, you're killing me, Fox. I feel like one of those shops where we grew up where you get to fill up a shopping cart. Yeah, you're the one that put through a whole mess of money at the end. You're the one that gets to benefit from it, dude. Do you think are you gonna go for like Games Workshop or Warhammer? Or are you gonna go for something else completely? If you're not decided yet, again, it's entirely up to you. To avoid any disappointment, it would be worth kind of going on and almost ordering it, whatever you fancy, going through the order process apart from actually paying for it, just to see what it would end up with shipping and stuff to you from wherever, just to get a rough idea. Because I don't want you to say I'd like this please and I go that'd be brilliant except it's another 100 quid for shipping that you didn't figure in, so I don't want that to happen because that'd be a bit sad. So I don't want to have any disappointments. I'm dead made up now, it's brilliant. Yeah, new stream boss. See folks, it only took a few weeks. But I don't know if I've had to put other payments in. You can see on the scrolly thing at the top. Let's have a look if it's updated it. Let's have a look how much. I don't think it will. Oh, it's not cumulative. Oh well. Well, I don't know if that was Aviad's first tip or payment or whatever, but if that was Aviad's first ever payment, he's just paid £90 and he's got 280 quid worth to play with. It's pretty good. I know some of you have done multiple tips and payments and stuff like that, but pretty much it'll end up paying a lot less. Oh, GW for sure, pure uncut plastic crack. Yeah, so to make it easy for yourself then, just go into the website, click on, oh nearly dry brush that then, click on the little flag in the top right hand corner for your country, and it'll do it into your currency. Oh, well, that's the point now. Oh yeah, click on it to put it to the UK, and just that'll give you the prices in pounds, and that'll give you a rough idea. Because then if it's a little more for shipping and stuff, I'm sure I can stump up a little bit. It's not a problem if it's a bit more for shipping. That's fine. It's just like if there's suddenly like £100 shipping charge, you'd be like, oh, yeah, maybe not. So don't worry. Just go for it. I know they do free shipping after a while anyway. Dead excited now. see what he gets. Earl D says Goblin Gaming, great prices. Yes, that's a good option. They are quite cheap. Do they ship anywhere in the world? That's the question. I don't know where Aviad is. I can't remember where you are, Aviad. I think I've had your address before, but I can't remember exactly where you are. At least we know Games Workshop ships pretty much anywhere. The other thing I'd probably say as well is, just for the sake of me buying this for someone else and it being a competition prize and it being a result of people giving me money, for complete transparency I'd probably stick... Oh, I've bent me thing now, look. Oh, we keep doing that. Right, give me a second. Let me just fix this very quickly. Dad, I'm going to make you nervous. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to use it. Handy tip for you folks. If you break little things off, like them, because I keep snapping these off because they're dead small and delicate, the best way to fix these is Tamiya extra thin. Get a little tiny bit on the plastic where it's snapped. Try not to get it on the paint. Put it back on and just leave it alone for a minute. Look at that. And that hopefully, because extra thin is awesome, will hopefully weld that back in place. And because this is going to be a weathered model, it doesn't matter if it made a little bit of splodge on the paint because that'll get covered up anyway. So I'm going to put that to one side and let that dry. Yeah, if you are making these armatures, these little handles on the front, they are a right pain in the ass. They really are, because you keep catching them and bending them and everything. It's like, oh, bugger. So this one we're going to up here now, so I'm going to zoom out a bit because I suppose you can see that, can't you? Let's do that one. Good job, Fox. He says scale model vamp. Yeah. Oh, I bent the thing. Dommy says, so if we Skype with Vamp we can get stuff, or did I misunderstand that now? Wait, what? What did I miss? If you order from Wayland Games, Element Games or Goblin Gaming, you get 20% off GW products. They are GW partners, so they don't have money, but that will be far extend your budget. They don't lose money, but that far extend your budget. I think, again, just because it's a prize, and I say you guys have given me money for the sake of transparency, I'd probably stick with Games Workshop, just because if anything does go wrong, at least they've got a proven record of having decent customer services. You know, if stuff goes missing in the post and stuff, at least I'm dealing with Games Workshop then, and not just another retail. I don't know, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. This is a bit difficult for me to do and get it on camera for you guys. Yeah, I'm a spoon. I glued this on without even thinking. That when I first built this one, I'm like, oh wait, I've just glued it. Oh, I've just glued the carapace. Oh, I kind of glued it on in my excitement and forgot, and I was like, oh wait, oh fudge. So yeah, that one went a bit wrong. Doodle doodle doo doo doo. Dead exciting. Dead exciting. I can't wait to see what it chooses. I wonder if they ship to Israel. Games Workshop. I don't know. I'm sure they do. Can somebody check really quickly? Like I say, it depends. I know it may well be that what has to happen is because I know sometimes if I put in an order and have a different UK address, I can have it marked as a gift. Now I know I can do that. I don't know if I can do it so I can ship to a different country and mark it as a gift. So it may well be that it doesn't give me the option to do that. But again, that's not the end of the world, because all I need to do then is try not to get paint on the metal bits. All I need to do then is just have it shipped to me, which will probably be free shipping for me anyway because it's over 100 quid. Have it shipped to me, and then I can just ship it to you. So there you go. It's not the end of the world. Now I'm going to guess obviously shipping to Israel will be quite expensive. Not cheap, but not massively expensive. So I would say, just on the off chance that I need to ship it to you, maybe allow, say, 50 quid out of your budget to go for shipping, just in case I need to manually ship it to you. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Don't let all the complicatedness dampen your enthusiasms. Dead exciting. Dee 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 dee. Scale model vamp. Ah, Foxy has to see my Warhammer collection growing. Any package can be marked as a gift. Apologies, Foxx. I'll hush. No, that's fine. Because don't forget, if you're saying this other place can do cheap stuff, that's fine, because other people in chat are seeing that, and then if they want to go and buy something, they can at least know this Wayland Games place. It does some quite good offers. I'm never averse to that. I'm just saying for the sake of this giveaway, because somebody mentioned the other place the other day. The other place that's 20% less. Within 10 minutes, I'd gone and bought something. So it's never bad to put, say where you can get stuff cheap, because everybody else can use those links for their own purchases. I've just got to be kind of careful, partly down to British law and giveaways and competitions. Because did you know? I didn't know this, but did you know that under British law, it's illegal for a company who makes a product to then do competitions with their product as a prize? Because I asked my local GW store, I said, I kind of got a bit heavy on that one. I said, what's the scope with, you doing like giveaways and stuff? And he said, we can't do giveaways because we can't do giveaways for our own product. So they could theoretically give me things to give away because they're not part of this giveaway, but they couldn't do a giveaway themselves because they're not legally allowed to give away their own product. It's part of just UK law, apparently. Trust me, I doubt anything I get. Sorry, Aviad says, trust me, I doubt anything can get me excitement down right now. Apparently, I'm starting a new army. Haha, you are now. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do. I mean, if you're not looking at buying like one big thing, like if you're not sitting there going, right, I would like the Adeptus Titanicus or something like that, but whether you want to go for as much bang for your buck as you can, then have a look at some of the start collecting sets. Because a good way, because they are stupid good value. Start collecting and you get like 10 or 20 dudes, or you could get one of the box game sets or anything like that. Really, you could actually, you could probably afford to get one of the like box sets, like Dark Imperium or what have you. That gets you some Space Marines and some Chaos Space Marines, or Dark, whatever they're called, and then get a start collecting set as well, and just pad it out. Because so much you can do with 280 quid. Tons. But the start collecting sets are ridiculously good value. They're like 40 or 50 quid, so combine one of them with a starter set, a Dark Imperium, or I mean, you might want to go for Age of Sigmar for all I know. Was it Soul Wars is the Age of Sigmar one, Dark Imperium is the Warhammer 40k one. You're not just limited to 40k. So I'll do that on camera, that'd be good, wouldn't it? So what I'm doing now on these parts is just like I did on that first one, I'm just going over with the base Jukero orange just to get the basic colour back. So this is what I'll be doing now for the rest of the show, because it's not very exciting. But we do need to do some stickers and giveaways and that soon. Surely they can only give away their own products. I did ask the guy in the store, and I was like, can you not like do like, giveaways for things? He went, you can't. I mean, Games Workshop themselves might be able to, but my local store, those in the stores, can't do that because they can't give away their own product. Because it's like maybe it's because they're like franchises. Maybe there's like some kind of restriction that way. But it was like, yeah, we can give you stuff to give away on your giveaways, but we can't give away our stuff. I think it's because it's a store. I think it might have been that the stores can't do giveaways of their own product because of gambling laws or something. I mean, Games Workshop might be able to if it's not linked to a specific. There's paint on there. I'm getting paint everywhere. Oh. This is why I put down a scruffy mat, you see. I don't know. It was some funny little law and I thought, yeah, that sounds like a British law. Richard Gibbs says 80 quid worth of kits normally in a starter kit for 50 quid. Some are more than that. I think somebody realised that the what was it, the one the other day I was looking at, there was one that had it might have been the Gene Stealers, I'm not sure, but one of them was like about 120 quid worth of stuff in a 50 quid start collecting kit. That's why I got myself like a start collecting Astra Militarum and a start collecting Tempestus Scions. if I wanted to, I could get myself and start collecting Space Marines, but I've got some Space Marines now, so just a pity they don't do a start collecting Imperial Knights, because that'd be brilliant. It's just, they don't. That's your Renegade set. Yeah, you could get yourself a start collecting Space Marines or Imperial Guard and a Renegade set. It's 90 quid and 50 quid for your start collecting set. In fact, think about it, you could get the Renegade set, which is 90 quid, and 2 start collecting sets, and still have money left over to play with. Wow, wow! Can I win this giveaway? I want to order all this stuff now. You could order a ton of stuff. Choco Pudding, hello mate. Oh, Choco Pudding, hello, welcome. Renegade set 96 at Goblin Games, yep. Yeah, don't be afraid to put up links to other places that aren't Games Workshop, because like I say, although I'll have to go to Games Workshop just to keep the paper trail, everybody else can benefit from any links that anybody puts up. Yes, Goblin Games, I ordered something from the other day after Earl D put up a link for it. I was like, oh yeah, really? Wow, I'm ordering that. Bye, it's mine now. So there you go. There was some good deals there, actually. Aviad Madar, I've just checked the raw mail price for a 2.5 kilogram parcel, probably heavier than your parcel will be. Quotes £25 tracked. It's, bear in mind, when you send a parcel and it has a weight, it's not actually weight based on how much it weighs. This is where it gets confusing with shipping. It will say up to 2.5 kilograms is 25 quid, and you put it on the scales and it says, you know, that's how much it weighs. However, they also go off volumetric weight as well, which is length and width times height times 5,000 or something like that. FedEx are the same, they go off like length times width times divided by 5,000 or something strange figure like that. So you could have a box that weighs less than 5 kilograms, but if the volumetric weight, which is, you know, length by width by divided by 5,000 or something along those lines, if the volumetric weight is more than 5 kilograms, they go off the volumetric weight. They go off either the weight or the volumetric weight, whichever is higher. So it depends, basically, it kind of comes down to how big a box is it, rather than how much does it actually physically weigh. But don't worry about it, we'll see how it goes anyway. Don't really worry about it too much. Lots of little tiny things for me to paint. The new Tooth and Claw set, says Interzone88. Yes. It kind of needs to be something I can order this week, so that, because at the moment all those winnings are sitting in the PayPal account, in the special PayPal account, but obviously over time more things will go in there, so that's where it starts to get a bit confusing. So don't really want to be ordering something that's not out for another 3 or 4 months, because that's when it gets really confusing as to who's owed what. Who's putting a link up to what? Yes, no one can, only mods can put links up. Mods or me can put links up. I think mods can put links up. LD retracts a message. Don't know what that was. Always wonder why they didn't make bubble wrap out of helium, says Chris. That was a good question. That'd be brilliant. Okay, Dommy says, 12:23 now here, time to go to sleep. Thanks for coming in, Dommy. Thanks for coming and watching. Don't forget to watch later on, though. when you're back up again, watch the archive, because we'll pick out the new prize for next week. And if you commented on last week's video, we'll see if you might have won the prize. You never know, because we've still got to do the giveaways yet. We'll do those shortly. Get these base coats down and we'll do the giveaways and stuff. So don't forget to check the archive later. Archive of the stream. I'm still dead excited now. Still dead excited. I bet Aviad's gone quiet now because he's browsing through and seeing what he can have. Oh yeah. Yeah, switch the country to UK, and that'll give you an idea of prices of stuff, so you can work out what you can afford in your budget. Mickle Pickle's in. Hey Mickle, welcome, welcome. You missed Aviad becoming the new stream boss. He's currently running round in circles like an excited puppy, because he's got 280 quid's worth of stuff to play with. So we have one very happy bunny. Rogue Trader looks good. Brian Costello says, yeah, we're all browsing right now. Chat's kind of died because everybody's online going, what can you get for 280 quid? What would be really funny is like, if there's a whole spate of you guys just going out and buying stuff from Games Workshop now because you've started looking at stuff Aviad can have, and you're like, oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to buy that for myself. Screw it. Yeah, Rogue Trader does look good. I love the look of some of the characters. The fact there's a puppy dog. There's a puppy dog in Rogue Trader. I get it just for the puppy dog. It looks like a Doberman. Doberman! Nimcinderin, I started a gift list. Brian Costello says some nice Lord of the Rings stuff if you're into that, yeah. Closes all the tabs, says Merlin's Muse. Yeah, you're doing it wrong. Let's have a look. I want the Hobbit set and I can't get online. Get it online. Does anybody actually play the Lord of the Rings stuff? The Games Workshop Lord of the Ring? They do go on about it, but does anybody actually play it? It seems like one of those franchises they've got the franchise, they've got the license to do the stuff, but they don't really do much with it, I guess. So, do they really do much with it anymore? Do they even play it? Hi all, sorry I'm late. Ironically being my local wargaming store, says Wayne Haywood. Hey dude, welcome, thanks for coming along. We have a new stream boss. Yes we do. You might not get much action, chat. Everybody's at the moment like going through Games Workshop's website trying to find out what Aviad can order for his prize. Everybody's just suddenly spending money at Games Workshop this afternoon, or a couple of other stores. This show is directly responsible for any profit garnered. LD, like EA with Star Wars, talking of doing nothing with it, yeah. Well, we're kind of glad that EA does nothing with Star Wars, because EA are crap. EA are really bad. I wish EA didn't have any licenses for anything. I wish EA just didn't make any games anymore. If EA didn't have licenses, then they maybe make some good games. Because they wouldn't be so worried about keeping the licenses, and they just make some decent games. Brian Costello, I have to go. Thank you, Fox, says Brian. Thank you for coming in, Brian. I hope my little thing was useful. If you get stuck, mate, I'll do a proper video anyway of the dry brushing technique at some point. I've still got 2 Imperial Knights to paint, so when I do those, when I do the goof, I'll be doing the same technique anyway. So I will film doing the goof for sure, because I need to show the techniques I use for doing the Zaku. So yeah, if you're not sure, I will do a proper filmy of them when I get time. Wayne Hayward, Chris didn't buy anything but had a go at X-Wing. I'm going to start on that. Cool. Butcher that model. EA, it's not in the game. No, EA, it's in the DLC. Wait, you didn't order the DLC? No. EA, it's in the loot box. Disclaimer, prize may or may not be in the loot box that you just paid for. Prize not guaranteed. EA, it's not guaranteed. Yeah. I have loads of X-Wing, played a bit fun, but don't have the room to play much, says Chris. Gross models. Yeah, you wouldn't get a game of that at your local Warhammer store. Well, afternoon, Zadster. Zadster's in. How you doing, fella? You missed Aviad winning the stream boss. And now he's running around like an excited puppy dog. He's gone dead quiet. I don't know where he's gone. Aviad, are you still there, mate? Where have you gone? He disappeared. I think maybe he's exploded. I think maybe his head exploded in a shower of kittens and sparkles. Now I notice I'm not being too careful on these smaller parts, purely because a lot of the armour down on the bottom of the leg will be getting chipping and stuff anyway, and a lot of these small details, a lot of the chipping will just cover most of the stuff up anyway, so it's not a big problem. I'm being so careful and not so careful on these little parts here, like this chainsword thing. The shading actually looks fine as it is. I can probably leave that as it is because they're going to look slightly scruffy anyway. I don't need to worry too much, but I will do a sort of a highlight coat like we did with the other ones. So I'm not being quite so careful with these little bits of armour and stuff. The big bit you see is the carapace. Right, now this is glued. I'll finish doing this bit. Und then we shall do the giveaways, yeah, and the things like that, yeah. I think we shall. So let me finish doing this one that I just dinged the handle on. I'll try not to ding the handle. Nearly ding the handle again, right then, just as I was picking it up. It really is hard not to ding that, because it's right where you pick the damn thing up. Let's get that done. Now it may look like I'm being a bit slapdash and fast with the dry brushing, and I am, but it's only because I've been doing it for, you know, so many years that I can do it without thinking too much. If you're just trying this technique out for the first time, just go carefully. Use a smaller brush than this and go carefully and try and focus on the centre of panels. Until you know it'll become intuitive after a while and you won't have to think about it. So that's that done. But you can see, I don't know if you can see a difference on camera. That's the one with the highlight coat painted on, and this is the one with just the base coat painted on. So you can see the difference now between the two. So I will go back and do the highlight coat on all these other parts. What I need to do for now though is give this brush a quick clean off. And then find a bit of tissue paper that isn't covered in paint. Brilliant. And then it's time for some giveaways, and that, I think, we'll get all that nonsense done. And we'll have a quick look at the chat as well. Get some more tissue. That is my tissue. I'm gonna be shopping soon, says Scale Model Vamp. Yeah. Merlin's Muse says, yeah, as soon as I drag my backside into the daylight. LD out to buy a buckets of Null Oil and Agrax, Earthshade and Lead Belcher tomorrow. So buy Null Oil and Agrax, Earthshade and Lead Belcher, you mean box sets and start collecting sets? Or should we just cut to the chase there? Or you're actually going to buy just those 3 shades and that's it? 2 shades, 1 paint. Wait, 2 girls, 1 cup. No, I don't want to go there. 2 shades, 1 paint. The new internet meme. Right, so they're not going to be fully clean, but that's fine. They're only dry brushes. Clean them properly later. That's that one. Right, so crack on again with that second coat, highlight coat shortly. I just used completely the wrong... Did I? No, I didn't. I don't know. I'm shutting up now. So we'll keep that brush. That brush is dry now for the highlight. It's not even on camera, is it? That brush is dry now for the highlight coat. So what I shall do though is I'm going to have a swig of coffee. And I will need to move the camera in a bit. What's chat doing? Have we heard from Aviad? Has he come back yet? Has he appeared? Mike Mountain, that's frighteningly close to the truth. Had to go out for a smoke, says Aviad. Oh, right. Paul Di Tommaso is in. Hello, Fox, and everyone watching. Hey, Paul. Welcome, welcome. Mike Mountain. Lol, Aviad can't beat a good smoke. I haven't smoked now for about 4 or 5 weeks. Yes. Yes, completely clean. I can smell and taste everything now. I can also smell myself, which is something I could never do before. And I'm like, oh, yes, there's some smells I don't understand now. Let's have a look. Earl D, need them for the nights. Oh, need them for the nights. Mine are looking a bit finished. Ooh. I need coffee before the rolls start. Coffee, I'd share mine, says Merlin. Where is Paul Chris? He's still sat on the loo, says David. Butcher that model. Yeah, where is Team Inept in this stream? Well, right. Okay, right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pull the camera. I'm going to unzoom the camera for a start. Unzoom the camera. That's the wrong way. That's the right way. See the colour difference a bit better there. That's highlight coat applied. That's not applied. See a bit of a difference. Right, I'm going to pull the camera back because we need to get in the things. We're going to do the stickerage. Oh no, they printed it upside down. Oh, I need my money back now. Got the stickerage. I'm going to pull the camera back a bit, as far as I can. And it'll be out of focus. Put it in focus. Okay, so we have a couple of these stickers. Now, last week JS Idaho did win the big ammo sticker, but he sent me a mail saying, "Hi, actually, can I just have one of your Guru stickers?" Well, I'll send him a couple. Can I have one of your Guru stickers instead? So this is going to go back into spots. We're doing this one again today. All the stickers and prizes from the last few weeks, they went out on Thursday or Friday, I think Friday possibly. I went to the shop, posted them all out, so they've all gone. They're on the way. If you are waiting for a physical prize, as in a kit of some sort or a big box, they have been posted. I will have sent you tracking numbers. One was in the UK and one was in somewhere. Can't remember where it was now. Somewhere. Where was it? Can't remember. Poland, I think you were. So that all those prizes have gone out now. So there's nothing in the backlog waiting to go out. So we're going to find out the stickers first. Now remember, if you want to win some of these stickers, you need to be in the live chat, which is here. So if you're watching this somewhere and you haven't got access to live chat, then all you need to do, you're watching it embedded on the Facebook page or on the Patreon page or somewhere else. All you need to do is click on the little YouTube icon, which is down here in the bottom right hand corner, and that will take you to the YouTube page where this stream is, and you can see the live chat and you can take part and you can ask me questions and everything. Excuse me. And you can ask questions, and do come and join in because the live chat is brilliant. Everybody's having a good time in there, especially Aviad, who's just won 280 quid's worth of whatever the hell he wants. Oh yeah, I'm dead jealous, and I'm giving the prize when I'm jealous. I want 280 quid's worth of whatever the hell I want. Can I take part? So yes, so if you want to send me, I've got a couple of questions sent in. So what's going to happen is I'm going to ask a question. And whoever gets the answer right first wins a sticker. Now, if you want to send me a question and answer to use, so and you will get a sticker. If I use your question, you will get a sticker, unless you tell me you don't want one. So if you want to send me a question answer, you can do. Just send it to modelmakingguru@gmail.com. It's there. That's my email address. But if you do want to send me a question answer and you want a sticker, if I read it out, please send me the question, the answer to the question, and your name and address. That just means I don't have to then mail you and say, thanks, can you give me your name and address so I can send you a sticker. So if I read your question out, you get a sticker. Now we do have a couple, but before we do anything, before we go anywhere or do anything, what I need you to do is refresh your page. Do it now. Where's the camera? Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Refresh. Because after about an hour, there's a lag between the browser, there's a lag between the video and the text chat. So what I need you to do is hit the refresh button on your browser. It's there somewhere right now, unless you're using Internet Explorer, in which case it's over here or there. And why are you using Internet Explorer? So do that now. Refresh, and when it's refreshed, make sure you drag the thing right across to the right hand side to make sure you're completely up to date. Same with the e-model stream. Chris at Gross Model says he doesn't need a sticker. I know, because you can get them at source, so you don't need a sticker. I'll have to get you a few of mine. Yes, I need some for my battle box. I've got the battle box or the crusade box. I'm not sure Oh wait, you mean to give away for pre-PR for your channel? Okay, get me some Ted's as well. Right, so I'll give it a second for you. Remember, refresh your page, drag the slider all the way across to the right, so you're up to date. I will get the questions ready. I will stop sniffling in a minute, but I've got the sniffly nose. So we shall do, first of all, we shall do one for a model making guru sticker. So we have, ooh, I've won a national lottery lucky dip. I don't want that, I want money. Oh, why will the national lottery not just let me win money? Am I in the wrong damn email account? Hang on. Sigh. Yes. Right. Right. Okay, we have some questions. Is everybody ready? This is for the magical sticker. Yeah, das ist richtig. For the magical model making go sticker, which you can win. Are we ready? Okay, so it's the first answer I see on screen. That's correct. Remember, I see chat differently to you. You see your answer straight away because you're on that PC. I see the first one. I see them in the order that they actually get to YouTube. So, right. Okay. This is from Dave at Butcher That Model. He says, fastest fingers, approximately, how many chapters of Space Marines are there? Go. How many Space Marine chapters are there? Sprue Glue Addict says Pickled Onion Flavour Monster Munch. 10 says Lee Gallop. 900 says Beyblade Master. All of them says Zadster. LOL says Beyblade. 15, no. Sally James, yes, thanks Dad. Aviad Madar, I don't believe you just won that, but yes, Aviad Madar is first in with 1,000. You just won a sticker and the big prize. Cheeky bugger. Yes, Aviad Madar, well done, 1,000. It's approximately 1,000. There are approximately 1,000 Space Marine chapters active in the Imperium of Man at any one time. A list to most of them can be found here. The number has stayed relatively constant since the second founding in the 31st millennium following the Horus Heresy, when the first founding Space Marine legions were broken up. Yes. So Aviad, not content with winning all the things, you've just won more of all the things. All you need to do, drop me an email. I've just put my phone away and I need it for the questions. Send me an email, as you've already done with your... I've already got your name and address now, haven't I? Okay, send me another email and just say please send me a sticker as well, because I'll forget otherwise. Okay, so well done, Aviad. I forgot to say, by the way, if you've already got stickers and you want more stickers, you're more than welcome to have as many as you like. If you don't want a sticker, and if you've got stickers and you don't want a sticker, don't answer the question, because then it gives somebody else a chance to win. So you've won yourself another Model Making Guru sticker there, Aviad. I think I've sent you one before anyway, but not a problem. Let's do another one. We have, let's have a look and see. And the next question is, we have a question from Chris Williams. Oh, you git. Oh, we have a question from Chris Williams, and I hate Chris Williams now. I hate you, Chris. I hate you completely. Right. You said damn it. Merlin's Muse, damn it. Lol. Right, so here we go. You ready? I hate Chris. What year did the original Transformers come out? What year did the original Transformers come out? Go. And yes, I had to say the word then, because I couldn't do the joke, could I? Because I can't not say it. Sprue Glue Addict says Beef Flavour 1984 Monster Munch. Well, you've actually got the answer right there, Sprue, because it's 1984. So you do win things. You do win things. So Sprue Glue Addict, well done. You've won yourself another sticker. Beef Flavour 1984 Monster Munch. You said 1984. I'll take that as your answer. So well done. Send me an email. modelmakingguru@gmail.com. I know I've just sent you stuff. But send you, that's one other thing. If you mail me for a prize or stickers with your details, as soon as I send those out, I delete those emails. I don't keep your name and address for any reason. So, yep, Sprue, send me another email with your name and address, and I'll get some stickers out to you. He has won again, says Mike Mountain. I know, he never wins anything. I don't know. What, he'd probably win the prize tonight. He did send me a mail saying thanks for fixing the prize winning for me. It's like, no, I didn't fix it, dude. Trust me on that. There's no fixing involved. So Sprue, well done. You've won yourself a sticker. And we shall do one more, and this is for the big fat ammo sticker, which has JS Idaho's written on the back because it was for him or her originally. Right, so Merlin's Muse, I have your email. Thank you very much. Where are we? Okay, so we have a question. Right, we have a question from Dominic Cost. Excuse me. Dominic Cost has sent this question in. Has he included his name and address? Yes, good girl. Right, so Dominic Cost has sent this question in. And this is... what have we got? Hey Fox, I think you still owe me a sticker, says Ascension Industries. If I've not sent you one, if you've just been missed for some reason, just send me another email. I'll send one out to you. Just let me know which one it was. Was it one of these? I don't remember having an email from you, but send me another email anyway. Right, so the question from Dominic Cost. So Dominic, I've got your address, thank you. Ready? Everybody ready? One more. So, how tall is the life-sized Unicorn Gundam in Tokyo? Go. In meters. Go. How tall is the life-size Unicorn Gundam in Tokyo? Remember, I go off the answer I've been sent, not the actual true answer, so I assume it's correct. One of you's been very, very close. Cy Reynolds says 19.7 metres, and Cy Reynolds will be correct. 19.7 metres, according to Dominic. So Cy, well done. You've won yourself a big fat ammo sticker, which I've had for so long it's actually gone a bit yellow. Dust and everything. You get my dust and JS Idaho written on the back. So well done, Cy. Just pop me an email with your name, your address, and I will get that. When you mail me, just put in, for you two guys, just say you've just won the Guru sticker. Cy, just say you've won the ammo sticker. The reason I say tell me what you've won is A, I won't remember. I need you to mail me because A, I need your address. B, the list of the emails in my inbox is the list of things I need to send out. It's my reminder list to tell me what I need to send to who. So there you go. Do you think they'll ship that unicorn to Israel? Says Aviad. Right, so that's the stickers done. Well done to all who won stickers. Now I need to apologise because I'm getting the tickly throat. Hang on. Since I've quit smoking, I tend to get a dry throat quite a lot after I speak for about an hour. So I'll get a bit coffee and tickly. Right, now, time to do some giveaways. If you remember last week, we did the wheel of giveaways, and the prize, albeit a little bit overexposed, was the, I can't read it on the front, the 8.8 centimeter Rattenwerfer. Is it 43 or 34? 43 Pupchen mit Crew. It's the puppy gun. It's a beautiful little kit with 3 dudes and a little tiny gun, and it was pretty mint. And that was the prize, and it's 2 tiny sprues. It's really tiny. A fun little weekend project. So we need to find out. Excuse me. Let me change the exposure on that because that's a bit bright and you can't really see. There we go. Is that a bit better? There we go. Right, so there we are. Turn down the brightness a bit. That's a bit better. So yes. So should we see who's won this? So it is time for me to make sure first of all I close my Patreon down and my PayPal down. Yes. It's time for me. Let's go over to the sports desk. Well, Bob, I think over in the sports desk there's lots of sports going on with people doing sports all over the world. Back to you on the main desk. I don't know about sport. That was a really terrible actual joke. Never mind. Anyway, right, so this was last week's episode, and I asked you last week to put down a comment on the video, and all you had to do was put down a reason why dogs are awesome. Dickie Davis on the sports desk says Sadster. I haven't got the moustache for Dickie Davis. No one gets close to Dickie Davis' moustache. Yes, I asked to put down a comment why dogs are awesome, and we had loads and loads of comments. Ghost Lyle says dogs are brilliant because mine licks the walls. There you go. Let's have a look. Dogs are awesome because they are. Hilarious. Oh, that's wrong. Woof woof woof. So dogs rock because they are loyal. Dogs are the most effective food hoover you will ever find on the planet. Dogs are brilliant because they know true happiness. My dog got stung by a wasp. Oh, says Teep 2000. Dogs are brilliant because they can fire an 88mm percussion primed rocket propelled fin stabilized grenade with a shaped charge anti-tank warhead. It's true. It's true that. True fact. Now you know. Dogs are awesome, just like dinosaurs. Lol, love my stupid floof, says Merlin's Muse. And then last of all, William Rayborn, dogs are brilliant because you can train them to bite mean people. There were lots more comments, but anyway, it's time to pick a winner, so let's pick a winner. So as always, I hope you guys can see this. We are going to copy the URL, we are going to paste into the random comment picker of picking random comments randomly. Now I don't know if Sprinkler Addict made a comment. Oh god, can you imagine if we won again this week? Oh dear. Right, so I've said it now, haven't I? Let's get ready. So I'm going to hit the let's load the comments. We have 30 comments. Not as many people going for this as for the prize last week for the Godos. Right, so let's pick a winner. So are we ready to randomly pick a winner in 3, 2, 1? Daniel Stansfield, dogs are brilliant because they are always happy to see you when you have had a rough day. Yeah, good joke there. So, Daniel Stansfield, well done. You have won yourself the Rattenwerfer 34 Pupchen with crew. Well done. I shall go back to the main magical screen. Well done. Well done to Daniel Stansfield. So what do you need to do, Daniel? All you need to do is dead simple. Send me an email to modelmakingguru@gmail.com. The address is here. Send me an email to that email address. I will need your name and your address. And that's all I need to send it to me. If you're outside the UK, just include your phone number just in case, because sometimes the postal service needs a phone number. So just send me your name, address, and if you post wow words, name and address, phone number if you're outside the UK, and I'll get this sent off to you. Now, before everybody gets too excited, don't forget, of course, I don't send these things out every Monday after the show. What I tend to do is let them pile up for a week or two, because I only go to the post office once or twice a month. So it won't get sent out straight away. Probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks it'll get posted out to you, and when it goes out, I'll send you an email with a tracking number. So well done, you've won that lovely little kit. That's yours. Well done, well done, well done. Now, let's just get to the bit that everybody comes here to watch. Now it's time to find out what we're giving away. Sprue says no. To find out what we're giving away this week. So what we need to do, I would know true happiness if Sprue wins, says Earl D. Bless him. I think Sprue was saying as well, so who won the Godos last week? He might not do, but he was asking about actually just donating it to Models for Heroes, which is an awesome thing to do. So yeah, well done. Well done if you do that, Sprue. You don't have to, but if you do, it'd be brilliant. And that is an option, by the way. Anybody that wins a prize on here, if you want to donate it to a charity, that you feel absolutely free. I won't do it for you. If any of you are actually thinking I want to win a prize and I'll donate it to an other charity, I'll still send it to you anyway, because then it's down to you to send it on, so you know it's been done. Right, so let's find out what we are going to do this week. So what I need to do is get ready for real getting sound effects ready action. Are we ready? It's time to go to... Oh, I didn't play it. God damn it, I really must work on the timing for pressing that button. God damn it, I suck at that. I suck at that so much. Right. Right, got to go as I'm cooking roast beef, roast lamb, etc. for tea, says Totally Scale Models. Thanks for coming in. Do come and check the archive later on to see what gets picked out of the wheel of giveaway, so you can make sure to enter. But thanks for coming and watching, and eat all that meat. All the meat. Right, so you can see there we now have many many things Mahoney on the wheel of giveaways. I've added all the stuff that's been sent to me over the last few weeks, last few days even, so we've got tons of stuff on there, and I don't remember what half of them are because I gave them all silly ass names and then forgot what all the silly ass names were, and they're all really small. So it's time to press the button. So are you ready for me to press the magic button of picking? I need to get the button ready. This will determine what the giveaway is. Are you ready? Fingers crossed for something awesome, because there's some really good stuff. You always want the Gundam, don't you? You want that. We've got a high new Gundam. No, just the new Gundam. Sorry, we've got a new Gundam in there. Version car. Could it be that? Might not be. Let's have a look. Ready? Let's press the button. Get ready for the most annoying noise in the world. 3, 2, 1. You watch the little bits in the middle. It's really weird. I hate that noise. Trees and soap. Okay, right. This week's prize is not the most impressive of prizes. I'll give you that, seeing as I just mentioned the new Gundam. Let's come back to the real world. Okay, let me get the let me get the prize ready for you. Hang on a minute. I hope you've got some spare trousers, because these are quite impressive. Impressive. What have we got? I might have to pad it out with something. Let me see if I can pad this out with something. Okay, right. This week we have for your prizes trees and soap. I do name them correctly. We have some scale scenics, tiny little miniature trees upon armatures upon which you can look at the dust on that. Wow. Been sat around for a bit. Little armatures upon which you can put flocking or anything to make tree effects. They are deciduous, 100mm times 3. I don't know why they did it with a K. I don't get why they need to put a K in scale scenics. What are they trying to appeal to a particular market? Are they trying to get the youth market? I don't get that. What's this K all about? It's like trying to be cool, too cool for school. So we have some Hornby scale scenics. I don't know what scale they are. They're probably detail scale model for adult collectors. Colour and contents may vary. Doesn't say a scale. Oh, there we go. Passaggi per modellini for varia scartamento HOO. Okay, so basically HO and 00 scale. But you can have some fun with those. They're good for a lot of things. Probably wouldn't work for 1/35th, unless they would do actually for little trees, little apple trees or something. You could get away with that 1/35th. Anyway, there you go. So we've got some trees and we have some awesome Masters brush cleaning soap. I ordered one of these and I got sent 2. I don't know why, I just did. So if you've not tried this stuff and you do the brush painting with pretty much any paint, this is what you need to make sure your brushes stay nice and clean and spanky. It smells fantastic. Ready? Have a smell of that. Go on, have a smell of that. Oh, it's just, have a smell. Go on. Oh, it's the most delightful, delicious lemony smell. But if your entire brush cleaning routine is to just swoosh them around in the water, or even if you've got like a thinner and you just whoosh them around and get them on a thing and do that, that's not cleaning your brushes. I did do a video about how to use this. So if you're on my channel, go to playlists and go to how to. There's a playlist about how to. One of those is how to clean your brushes with Masters brush cleaner. You want some of this. If you don't win this in the giveaway, go and buy some anyway next week, because it will get your brushes back to factory standard if they're rough and ready. The soap is magic, says Lee. Lemon citrus, looks like shaving soap. Neat, says Scale Model Vamp. I wash mine in camel milk, says Earl D. Yeah, I don't. Why do I not doubt that? Scale with a C is probably trademarked. That's a good point. Yeah, it just looks dumb. It's like, is this for like the back to school type? Sounds like they're trying to be young and cool, but they're not, because it's little tiny trees. Anyway, so that is this week's prize: is the trees and soap, cunningly labelled trees and soap. Now, what I might do, if I have, I'm doing a bit of a clear out. I'm doing a bit of a clear out at the minute, so if I can find anything else to pad this out with, in one of the prizes I did a couple of things I found when I was clearing out some cupboards. If I can find anything to pad this out with, I will do. It won't be anything major. It might be like a sprue of bits or something, or some leftover bits from something I've built, or some Warhammer bits or something. If I find something cool to add to it, I will do. But yeah, well, that's this week's prize. And after the amazingness of somebody beating the stream boss, that's a bit underwhelming, really, isn't it? Trees and soap. So there you go, trees and soap. That's this week's prize. How do you win these fine items? Well, I would have kind of hoped it would be something bigger this week to give me more space, because then I can get rid of a box, but never mind. It clears a tiny amount of space on my shelf. How do you win these fine items? All you need to do is wait till this week's show is a video. So once the stream is finished, give it 10 or 15 minutes, it should be a video. And all you need to do is put a comment on the video. And this week, so we've done cats and we've done dogs. This week, I want you to put a comment and tell me why... tell me the best thing about trees. Tell me the best thing about trees. Why are trees awesome? I couldn't think of anything else. Why are trees awesome? And then next week we'll pick a comment at random, and whoever wins will win the trees and the soap. And if I can find something else to pad it out, just a little doohickey of some sort. You said tiny little trees, but now I have fluffy little clouds going around my head. Well, thanks. Now I've got it going around my head. It's in my head now. Oh, thanks for that, Spid. It's not like the most catchy thing ever recorded ever. I've got the album somewhere. Is it Orbs Underworld, isn't it? I think. Let's have a look what we've got going on. That's not the most annoying sound, says Scale Model Vamp. I can spin it again if you want to listen to it. I just bought some soap yesterday, says Nim. Oh well, you can have more. Brush soap will be very useful. It is, if you do any kind of brush painting, it is indescribably useful, because it stops your brushes. It even makes, like these Games Workshop brushes, some of them are just like knackered beyond belief, but it's actually meant that some of my Games Workshop, my Citadel brushes, like that, have lasted more than a week, and they're still usable. Because the thing that kills, if you go and watch the video on my channel on the playlist, the how to clean with the masters, I explain why, but for those who haven't seen it, when you get a brush, you get a nice pointy brush, like, I can't find one now when I need one. Let's say you've got a nice pointy brush. What you often find is that after a little bit of use, your bristles go like that, and it looks more like that. It loses its point, it's just flat and useless. The reason that happens, and the reason it gets worse and worse and splays out, is because paint gets in here in the ferrule, in the metal tube where the hair goes down and is glued into. Paint gets in there and it pushes the hairs apart, or the bristles or the filaments or fibres, whatever they're made of. It pushes those apart and splays them out. Cleaning it properly helps prevent that. So go and watch the video on my playlist. It's on the how-to playlist. It's called how to clean brushes with masters something or other. It's something like that. Go and find it, you'll find it. I need to clear my throat. 1 second. Go and watch that video. It'll teach you all you need to know about how to clean your brushes properly. Other brush soaps are available, but I use the one that I've got. Commentless video week, says Nate Bliss. Why? What? That soap is expensive in my country. I think it's about £5 or £6 here. It's not bad. So Beyblade Master, enter. You might win it. Let's have a look. Aviad Madar says, I'm going to meditate over the GW web store. Thanks for an awesome Sunday, everyone. Yeah, you had a really good Sunday. Just ever so slightly. Well done, Aviad. I say, do drop me a line if you're not deciding now. I know you've dropped me an email. I haven't read it yet. But if you do make a decision, well, when you do make a decision, let me know. What I'll do is I'll go and have a quick look. I'll see what you've chosen. I'll make sure it comes in the budget, including shipping, anything like that. If it does go over a little bit, we can have a chat. It's not a problem. But you've got £280. Make sure to assume some of that will be shipping, so work accordingly. Have a look and see what you fancy. Let me know what you've chosen. I'll double check it and we'll have a look, and then we'll sort it out. Well done. But for those who didn't realise, you may have missed it earlier, Aviad won Stream Boss. We have a new Stream Boss. Aviad Madar is at 100,000. Unfortunately, hey Aviad, tell you what, mate, if you go onto Streamlabs, where I do my tip jar, streamlabs.com/model making guru, set up an account and you can have a custom thing up there. I think it'll put a custom picture up when you set up an account. It's up there, you see. You've just got the bog standard Streamlabs one now. You don't have to. Didn't cost you anything. But yes, anyway, yes, Aviad won the stream boss, so he's now the stream boss. He's just won himself 280 quid's worth of whatever the hell he wants me to order for him. And you guys now have the chance of taking him off as the stream boss. And whoever knocks him off, they will win probably a couple of 300 quid's worth of stuff. So it's worth trying out. Yeah, but well done. Well done, Aviad. I'll see you next week. Let's have a look. Making proper bonsai trees can be very satisfying, says Zaster. Yeah, but it can take more than a lifetime. Isn't the oldest bonsai tree in the world like 2,000 years old or something? Oh. There's a museum in Tokyo where they have bonsai trees that are like 700 or 800 years old. It's insane. Right, so we have, where have we done? We've done the giveaways, done last week's giveaway, we've said what we're giving away next week. We've sorted Aviad out. Aviad dropped me a line. I have drunk most of my coffee. I've got most of that coat down. I shall very quickly do the highlight coat on these here things. Yeah, century. I meant when I said thousands of years, I meant kind of hundreds of years. Okay, so what I'll do a quick bit of highlighting on these other parts. Shouldn't take long. And I think when that's been done, we shall call it a show. So I'm going to go in with my little dry brush. Little tiny brushes. Little fluffy brushes. I must stop whistling that. I'll probably get spanged for copyright. So we're going in with our Fire Dragon Bright. Sounds like a... Told you a million times, don't exaggerate, says Spid. The oldest bonsai is around 800 years. Well, there you go. I knew that. I knew that with my brain and everything. I didn't know that at all. Right, so we're going to go in with it. Do I want that brush? Do I want the other brush? I think I used this one, didn't I? I can't remember which brush I used now. I'm spec. Might have been this one. Was it that one? I don't know. I don't know. We'll use that one anyway. It's slightly smaller. Oh, we need to move the camera, don't I? Hello. Kind of miles away. Meow. Meow. There we go. Get a bit of focus going on. Where is the focus? The focus is here. Yeah, where's the focus? There's the focus. Meow. Yeah, there we go. Get some focus going on so you can see things with your eyes. It's a tree thing, Foxy. I love them. Oh, right. I've no idea what the conversation's talking about now. It's all kind of wandered off into things that I don't know what they're talking about. I'm actually liking the fact that I'm getting work done on these streams now. Because the real problem is, when I'm painting figures and stuff, if I get to painting figures and things, it's going to be a crap stream for you guys, because I'm going to be so intensely concentrating on what I'm painting, as in little figures. I'm not going to be even paying attention to the chat. Or, you know, I'm not going to have time to be doing other things, whereas I'm doing these big things like knights and shiz. Things like this, where I can just do dry brushing and things. Decals, it's great, because then I can actually distract myself by talking to you guys and that goodness. So I don't know what's going to happen when I'm just down to figures. Also, I don't know what's going to happen when I run out of things to give away on the wheel of giveaways. That'll be a bit rubbish, wouldn't it? Hey everyone, we've got nothing to give away this week. Woohoo! Brilliant. There'll be more weathering to do on these puppies. Chipping. And my new thing, which is lazy gunk washing. I think I'm going to call it a lazy gunk wash. And it's basically a gunk wash, but you don't use oil paints. You actually use enamels. I started doing it with the Ammo Streaking Grime, which is a brilliant colour for that, and it's absolutely fantastic. You get some brilliant effects. And instead of taking like 5 days to dry, it takes like 24 hours. and it looks a lot more subtle sometimes. So I hope you can see, I don't know if this will come out on camera, but I hope you can see the difference. Remember, these are just a base coat of Jacaro Orange, one layer of, or one wash of Agrax Earthshade, and a dry brush of Jacaro Orange, and that's what this colour is here. I've just done these 3 bits, and this is just dry brushing over that with the Fire Dragon Bright. Again, using the little circular motions and going lightly, but going a little bit heavier in the middle where I want the hot spot to be, and it just gives that nice difference. So hopefully now, I never thought to show this halfway through last time, but you can see now the difference. These 2 bits and that hatch just give you that extra bling. I didn't want to make these bright orange because they are supposed to be like, they're supposed to be gunky orange in the same way that a JCB is kind of gunky yellow. It's not bright yellow, or it may have been at one point, but now it's just old and a bit knackered. So that's the effect I'm going to go for. So hopefully, as I've been doing this today, I know it's not the best camera in the world because I'm doing it on a webcam, on a live stream, I'm not actually filming it. Hopefully it's just giving you a little bit of an idea of how to get some awesome shading and blending effects with brush painting without using an airbrush. Takes a bit of practice. You're not going to suddenly just, if you've never done it before, you're not going to suddenly be able to master at it now. But it does mean that you're not just, with brush painting, you're not just stuck doing Games Workshop style base coat, edge highlight, and a bit of a pin wash of a shade to get the shadow. You can do some fantastic blending. And also, hopefully it shows that to get fantastic blending doesn't mean having to learn how to use things like glazes necessarily. Yes, you can get fantastic, beautiful fades and blends with glazes. You absolutely can. Better than this. Like that kind of effect there with the dark shade around the edge. But if you're not that confident, or you don't feel you've got that much skill to do it, because I'm not that good at glazes, and also it's kind of more a patience thing. If you've not got the patience to do a glaze because it's a slow process, then absolutely give this method a try. It's fast, it's quick, don't have to think that much. You just have to be a bit more careful than you would be if you were just doing a normal edge dry brush. And you end up with something that looks like that. A bit more varied, a bit more interesting than just getting paint all over myself. Paint everywhere. I'm covered in paint, it's not awesome. It just allows you to have a bit more variation and a bit more interesting colour shading and so on, without having to go to all the expense of an airbrush. Because a lot of people ask me, can you pre-shade without an airbrush? And the answer is technically, officially, no. There's no way to pre-shade with a brush. It just won't look the same. Unless you're using this method, which isn't really pre-shading, but it kind of ends up with the same effect. It's a lot more labour intensive, but it works. Obviously, for the best shading effect, you want to go airbrush. But not everybody can afford that. Not everybody has got the space for a spray booth, and that's fine. That's not a problem. So there we go. That is those 2 done. They're not exactly the same. This one's a bit brighter than that one, but that's fine because you don't want everything looking the same anyway. You can see the difference in colour between the original. This was the original Jacaro Orange, Agrax Earthshade, and one little bit of dry brushing of the Jacaro Orange. Compare it to that one. Hopefully you can see that. I'll go zoom in a little bit. Hang on, zoom in a little bit. Oh, not that much. Never mind. Hopefully you can see the difference there. Just Jacaro Orange, Agrax Earthshade, dry brush of Jacaro. This is Jacaro Orange, Agrax Earthshade, dry brush of Jacaro, dry brush of Fire Dragon Bright, and it's just got that nice difference. Now what you can't see on camera but you would see in real life is the shading here around the edge. There is a slightly darker shade around there. You just can't see it very well on camera because it's a crappy webcam. It's not a crappy webcam, but it's It's a webcam, it's not the best in the world. So that's that done. Excuse me. Captain Weirdbeard just woke up late to the party. Hey dude, thanks for coming on. Don't worry, you missed all the fun basically, but yes, do go back and watch the archive, because not only will it tell you who won this week's prize, you'll also see what next week's prize is, and we have a new stream boss. We have a new stream boss. Ah! Yes, we do. How did that happen? I've no idea. Let's get this done. Now this is a pain because I'm getting it on the metallic bit here, so I'll have to do some touch up later on. It's also a pain to film because it's just at the wrong angle for you guys. I'll get this bit done. I'll have a look at the chat before I carry on with the next bit. But yeah, if you're looking to brush paint, don't think that by any way you're limited to the stuff that, you know, the Games Workshop style Warhammer TV effect look. I mean, don't get me wrong, that kind of method of painting, the GW style, base, edge highlights, shades, it does look fantastic, and it is a quick way to get stuff painted and get it on the table. And I am tempted sometimes just to do that method for speed. You know, you could paint a figure in a day, great, like a standard, you know, Space Marine or Imperial Guard or something. You can get them painted in a day. It'd be fantastic. But there's part of me that just can't keep the things that simple. Part of me that says no, you need to have more effort. It's not a problem with the look, but it's just accepting that that's just a quick and simple way to get people into the hobby and into the idea of painting things. There's much more you can do beyond that. But not all of it is super complicated. Like I say, this isn't hard. I'm doing it while streaming to you guys and talking non-stop and reading a chat and also dying for a wee and having a bit of a sore throat, and it's not hard. A little bit of practice and you're good to go. Okay, so that's that bit. How's that look to the other one? Pretty good, looking good. Cool, that's that one done. I'll get all these little bits done. What's chat doing very quickly? Paul Di Tomaso, well, I'm off. Thanks for another fun show. Take care, people. Thanks for coming in, Paul. You've probably already gone by now. My apologies. Beyblade has gone as well. Webcam quality is fine, perfectly good enough, says Zadster. It's not bad. It's not bad quality at all. It's not bad quality. It's not quite, you know, live. I mean, the pre-recorded quality, but there you go. I was in Germany when that came out, Earl D, and the TV hammered it. I don't know what we're talking about. And I don't have a violin. I worked at the officers' mess in Donington for 18 years. What? Looking after the Rodneys, eh? Oh, Andy McLeish is in. Hey, Andy. Hello, fellow boom hunters. Seeing them at car boot sales, I nearly buy them each time. What's fresh, Dad? Holiday times, yay. Or hello, Herr Fox. Guten Abend. Guten Abend. I've no idea what the conversation's about now. I'll just step away quietly. Right, we'll get these bits painted up. We'll get the bits highlighted, and then we'll probably call it a day. So let me just get all these little bits done now. For these, actually, I'm gonna ditch this brush. Gentlemen, don't rinse your brush out in the coffee, you idiot. Yes. Done that so many times. So many times! I'll get that brush cleaned off. I say I'm not cleaning these properly, as you'll notice. These are just getting rinsed off because I'll clean them all later. If you do win that brush soap, by the way, or if you've got brush soap, I find the best thing to do, keep your brushes working as long as possible. You don't have to wash them straight away every time you do a colour change and stuff, but I would say once you get to the end of the day, make sure you wash all your brushes, clean them all thoroughly and leave them to dry out. If not constantly, because it can be a pain in the bum, just make sure you do it at the end of the day. Like your airbrush, you don't have to give it a thorough clean out and disassemble every time you change the colour cup, but you do want to give it a proper strip down at the end of every day. Okay, right, so small brush, tiny brush, tiny. What's happening? Time to get dressed, heading to Model Cave, shopping day. Merlin's Muse. Yay! Accidentally go to a Games Workshop. Now you've just been totally invigorated by everybody talking about Games Workshop. Surprise you slept then, Merlin, says Dad. Merlin Muse, I get my 3 hours a night. See you all. Thanks for coming in, dude. Thanks for popping along. See you next week, hopefully. Buy carefully, says Dad. Yeah, especially if you're in a Games Workshop. But in that case, there's no point saying buy carefully, because it's just like, just buy. Just buy everything. Carefully is not the word. The word is everything. Or try not to buy everything. Okay, I just cleaned off my other brush and this small brush is not ideal for big areas, and I've got to do these pauldrons. Arse. It's the other thing. Learn the size of your brush as well, and different brushes work for different things. I'm going to swap to this one that's dry, just for these pauldrons. It sounds like weird, but it's just for the pauldrons, because this small brush is brilliant for smaller details, but it's not so great for bigger areas like the pauldrons, which do benefit from a bigger brush to get a softer blend. The blend on that. That's right, there's the blend. There's a nice blend. Nice. Circular motions. Anyway, it's a bit late to say this now, but how is everyone? What have you got on your bench? What are you all doing? How is it going? Tell me what you're up to at the minute. What is on your bench? JS Idaho says, thanks for the tutorial, painting tutorial, Fox. I look forward to trying these techniques on my next model. Yes, do it, do it, do it. Just with the dry brushing, it's just getting used to it. It's not so much learning how to do it, it's just getting used to the feel of the brush, to see the effect that different pressure, putting different pressure on the brush against the model has. So just, you know, get some spare bits, get them primed up and painted, just get them painted any colour. And a good trick is to do a colour and then some kind of filter or shade like this null oil or whatever, or Agrax Earth shade, just to dirty it up, and then go over with the base colour again. And just get used to that effect, and just get comfortable with how much pressure. I'll start that whole thing again. The effect that applying different amounts of pressure of the brush has on the paint that's going on the surface. You'll find that some colours naturally do this better than others. Oranges and greens and reds are quite good for this. Whites and yellows, you can have a bit more challenge there. But you can see I'm going quite fast. It's just because I'm used to it. So where you see grainy effects at the start, I know that if I keep going over it and I gradually add more pressure, it'll gradually smooth out. Put that there. I'll go back to the small one. Tiny little brush, wee little brush, little fella. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna make noodles for tea tonight, and tagliatelle for tea, and I forgot to get it out of the freezer to thaw it out. Oh, darn it! Darn it! So this is tricky a bit because this is kind of in this recess. I don't really want to get a lot of this on the already painted metallic parts. I probably will to a certain amount, but if I can avoid it, so I'm using a smaller brush, if I can avoid it I will. Now this isn't going to be a nice soft blend like on the other parts, purely because I've got less space to work with and it's a smaller brush. But I don't really mind so much here, because this is a weapon after all. It's designed for hitting things and being in impact with things, so there'll be more chipping and stuff on here anyway later on. So I'll do it on camera there. So I'm not too fussed if this doesn't look quite as nice and neat as the rest of it. More paint. Let's have a look. I have more paint on scrap plastic on the bench, says Earl D. I'm practicing non-metallic metal again. That's something I've never been able to get the hang of. I've seen some like non-metallic metal paint jobs that look fantastic, but a lot of times, I have to be honest, a lot of times when you see them, I see them and I go, yeah, it's non-metallic metal, that. It doesn't look like metallics, it just looks like non-metallic metals. I mean, I've seen excellent versions of it where it does look like metals and it's quite good. It's like, wow, that's pretty impressive. But more often than not, it comes up looking that good. So I look forward to seeing how yours comes out. Hopefully you get the hang of it and you pull off some wicked smart non-metallic metals. That'd be cool. Then you can show me how to do it, because I've never been able to get it. Whenever I try, it just looks like ass, basically. It's really difficult. Jonathan tires teeth. Jonathan Tirasatanun. I hope I've got that right. Tirasatanun. Just got an MG Zephyranthes FB delivered yesterday. That'll be fun. Wow. Yes, that's a not insignificant kit. You should have some goodly fun with that. Mike Mountain got my lead belcher after last week's show. Lead belcher. I know you'd have no interest in the Warhammers, Dad, but trust me, paints are to die for. They really are. If I could paint everything now with just Citadel paints, I would. If they were to release properly thinned airbrush paints in proper dropper bottles, and not just a little bit thinned airbrush paints in their stupid flip-top bottles, then I could happily replace all my entire paint range with their stuff, apart from I'd need to use other ones for remodels, but I would happily just use these. If I could now, I tell you what, I've got to be honest with you folks, I would love nothing more now than to just stop using my airbrush completely, because all this brush painting I've been doing is so much fun. It's put me off airbrushing, because airbrushing is just faff and hassle. This is just like, get a model, get a paint, get a brush, paint on. There you go. Fish on. Fish on. Yeah, it's a lot less hassle. It's more fun. I'm enjoying it. Airbrushing is just a pain sometimes. So do expect in the future to see a lot more paint jobs where I've not used an airbrush at all, or very little. I might have used it for, say, a gloss coat or something like that, but if I can get away with brush painting as much as possible on kits now, you can guarantee I will. Mickle Pickle, let's see what people are up to. I did ask what you're up to. Mickle Pickle is trying out fingernail decals on his X-Wing. He's got some fingernail. Oh, I've got paint on my fingers now. First, get all the paint off your hand before you start handling the model. Yes, very good. I've got paint everywhere, Mum. Oh. He's got some nail art water slide decals that he's going to put on his X-Wing of Harley Quinn. They look quite good, actually. I was going to get some of Hello Kitty for my Hello Kitty Foxx APC that I never got around to making. Now these are harder. This brush is not doing me any favours for the highlighting, really. I think I might go back to the bigger brush, because it's not doing me any favours, that brush. It's not. It is a dry brush, but it's not quite working for me. It's not quite soft enough, I don't think. Now, it does mean I've got to use a bigger brush, which sucks a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Just for highlights. Now these are leg parts and areas, so I'm not too fussed, because there's going to be a lot of chipping and dirt and dust on these, so I'm not too fussed if they're not spot on. Put paint off there. That's why I can go through these bits faster. Okay, I'll go through the chat in a moment, see what you've all been working on. I can't wait to see what Aviad chooses. I really can't wait to see what he chooses for his prize. And I can only say to all of you, obviously Aviad's walking away as the first, but not last, the first Stream Boss winner. But I have to say thank you to everybody who actually put, you know, who did the super chats and the tweets or subscribed to put money in the pot for Aviad to be able to choose his prize. I know, because right at the start, it's like bidding on something on eBay. Right at the start, of course, you know, you do a payment now, you're not going to win because there's 100,000 healths there. But it's the people that do the tips and the donations at this stage when there's nothing for them to win that get it down to the point where somebody can win. So thank you to everybody that you know, put money in. Because of all of you, Aviad's now a happy bunny, and obviously we'll carry on so another person can be a happy bunny again. Might be Aviad again, you never know. But that's the thing, I knew it would go that way. I knew it would start off as a trickle of little payments here and there, little, you know, tips and things like that, just the odd one here and there, because it's still like, well, I'm not going to win, there's no point putting a lot of money in. Little payments here and there. But I knew as soon as it got down to like crunch time, when it's that kind of point where a big payment can just tip it over, I knew we'd suddenly get more coming through. And then I knew the person that won would just blop a big fat payment through at the last minute. I knew that would happen. The last one would be somebody would sit there and go, wait, I realised I can put a big fat payment through and it's probably going to tip it over. There you go, done. Hoorah. And that's the best way to do it. Wait till it gets right close and then just dive in and see if you could put a big chunk through and if you get enough. Because at the end of the day, I don't know if Aviad's done more than that. I think he might have done a couple of them. But at the end of the day, Aviad's basically spent, let's say, 90 quid. And he's getting almost 300 quid worth of stuff out of it. Best deal you're ever going to get. Best deal in the world. One of the reasons I like Revell paint, says Tony Blackwell, is they are so difficult to knock over. I wonder if that's really a good Revell paints. You can't knock ours over. Probably not something the PRT would want to shout about as being a good reason to buy their paints. Why do you like Revell paints? Well, they don't smell too bad. So get these little bits done. I'll have a quick look at the chattings, see what you're all doing. And then I'll go and get my pasta out of the freezer. Whoa, forgot to defrost it. How long does Tagliatelle take to defrost? An hour, maybe? Yeah. Got some mushrooms, got some onions, got some funky meatballs, got some beef mince, got some tagliatelle. So that's what we'll be having for tea tonight. Meaty tagliatelle with the bits. Thank you very much. I'm hungry now just thinking about it. Whoa, yeah. Because I have to admit, to me, Italian food is the most boring food in the world. It just really is. It just is. When you compare it to all the other sort of food types out there, it's just never interesting. Except if it's a big fat meaty tagliatelle, some kind of thing with tagliatelle in it, and I'm like, oh, I'll be all over that. Because it's like big flat noodles, and then you start to get my interest going. Because noodles are the best. So, tagliatelle, yeah, a bit of that would go down quite nice. I'm really hungry now. It's making me hungry thinking about it. Where's that other piece just gone? There it is. I wouldn't recommend doing these 3 at a time, by the way. It is kind of a chore. Doing like 3. These are arbiters then. 3 whatever these are. armages. Because the problem with doing multiples of anything is that you think, right, I've got this bit to do. Brilliant, that didn't take long at all. Wait, I've got to do 13 more of them. Oh. It's the downside of batch painting. But sometimes you've got to do it. Right, so let's give that a big squiz because it's a bit patchy looking. So I think that's going to do it for the actual physical work of today. I'm just going to fold that over so I don't get paint everywhere. So I should just clean this brush off really quickly. Have a quick look at chattings and see what you're all up to, because I did ask you what you've been up to and then I didn't actually have a look. I think we'll call it a show. So let's have a look and see. Those brushes are still filthy, but they'll do for the moment. Let's have a look and see what's zoom out again. See what chat is doing. Gotta run, guys. Been fun. Fox says Mickle Pickle. Thanks for coming in, dude. Much appreciated. See you next time. Jonathan Teresa Tanun says, don't kill yourself over at Fox. I'm not particular on pronunciation. It's not actually this hard to pronounce. It's because it's tiny on this little screen. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like it's on my little screen. It's not actually in shot. It's microscopic. Let's have a look. Fox, what can I use for shrubs and ferns without buying any specific expensive products for dioramas? Asks Rusting Customs Models. You could get yourself, if you don't want to go and buy pre-made stuff, if you can find some like lichens and mosses and dry them out. A lot of times you get the little shrubby things in diorama foliage stuff. It's just bits of shrubbage and mossage that people have just picked and dried out. It's usually what it is, to be honest. But I've not done a lot of diorama work. However, if Dave Wise the Rum Gun Barker is still here, he could tell you, because he likes doing little cheap things on dioramas. That's some brilliant ideas. Let's have a look. Scott Sutherland is working on his 40k chess set. Scott's making a chess set out of 40k pieces. He's put a picture up in a group the other night of his Plague Marines. Were they Plague Marines or just Chaos Marines? Plague Marines, all different characters. Trying to figure out what to get for a queen at the moment. I need to go, guys, says TK. Have fun about BB. Thanks for coming in, TK. I always say this to people and they've already gone. Thanks for coming in, TK. Much appreciate it. Andy McLeish, I'm happy, Fox. I'm on holiday. Oh, hi, Scott, by the way. I'm happy, Fox. I'm on holiday now for a week. Got my V-Mare pants, my UMP grey pram, and my grabby claws, my gloves, and my airbrush cleaning kit, all delivered so I can paint 10 Mustangs, says Andy McLeish. Same thing that's been on my bench for the last week, says Nim Cinderin. Last 3 months, a special clear and pearl edition of the Verkar Thunderbolt. Cool. Let's have a look. JS Idaho says to Earl D, non-metallic metal? Yes, it really is difficult. I am now though, to be honest, Fox, says Mike Mountain. Wait. You are now what? Interested in Warhammer? My effect percolates throughout society. There is some fantastic stuff. I mean, Mike Mountain, or as they will call him, Dad. I know he likes. He's not really into the Warhammer stuff, but it's one of those things that you may have no interest in playing the game. You may have no interest in some of that Space Marine stuff, but when you start looking at things outside the predictable norm, so you think, okay, well, the Space Marines and that, but then have a look at some of the Age of Sigmar stuff, or some of the big character sculpts. It's just a single figure, like, you know, like the Mortarian I've got from 40k. It's a beautiful thing. Just buy it as a standalone statue. It's fantastic. So I have had a few people say they have no interest in the game and they're like, oh, Warhammer, I don't care, and then they see one thing, like one of the big characters or a dragon or something, they'd be like, oh, actually, you know, if I got that and painted it, oh yeah. And when people see how much fun you can have just brush painting stuff, it's like model making, but not serious. The staunchest of critics will be like, actually, you know, actually. Yeah, I might not want to make a Space Marine, but I won't mind making that Star Drake. I bought empty bottles from eBay and put my Citadel paints in them. So did I. When I did my big enormous Master Chief, the 3-foot tall Master Chief, that was actually Deathwall Forest and Lauren Forest and some other paints decanted into dropper bottles. I have to airbrush outside, so yeah, huge pain in the ass, says Lee Gallop. Wow, airbrushing outside? You may as well use a rattle can. I was going to buy an airbrush, but I get the money then buy kit, says Earl D. The thing is, it depends what you make. If I was just making Warhammer from now on, I would never need to use an airbrush ever again, apart from the occasional gloss coat. And if I ever get the hang of matte varnishing, the occasional matte varnish. Other than that, if I just built Warhammer from now on, I wouldn't ever need to use an airbrush other than those two things ever again. I could get rid of my spray booth, I'd have a much bigger space on my desk, and I'd be happier, because I'm actually getting to the point now where I hate using the airbrush. It's just a pain in the bum. But for things like Gunpla, sometimes you want that nice finish. So, and things like, you know, the tank that I'm going to be doing free models, I'm going to airbrush that, because sometimes you want that kind of quality. Remember that, you know, tabletop miniatures are designed to be seen from a few feet away. They're not designed to be closely inspected. So I'm not going to dump the airbrush altogether. I'll just try and use it as little as possible if I can. That's why I got my airbrush, base coats and primer. Yeah, that's the other thing, of course, primers. When it gets to... The other reason I never give up an airbrush, and the only reason that it is better, is when it gets to like autumn time, winter, and it's wet outside and cold, I'll be using my airbrush all the time for UMP primer, things like that. So, yeah. That's what we're doing in chat. Let's see what I was doing. Tony Blackwell, it's not about winning for me. Stefan last got to end today's lurking session now, but I'll be checking in tomorrow's e-models Monday evening. Oh, we shall see you there, Stefan. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I just ordered 20 dropper bottles for £3.50. I got a bag of 100 for like... No, I got a bag of 20 for £4. Bag of 40 for £4 from Hobbycraft. Little plastic ones. Mickle Pickle had to go. Ham, egg and chips for me, says Mike Mountain. Jonathan Tirasanen, Jonathan T. I'm just going to avoid it now because I'm making an idiot of myself. Tirasa Tanun said, oh shit, just remembered I get paid tomorrow and this is the paycheck I told myself I was going to stop putting it off and start airbrushing. Ah. So Lee Gallop says, so tea is dinner. Yeah, I'm a northern monkey, I'm up north, so I'm having my tea, I'm having my dinner. What's for tea? Kebabs. Brilliant. Thanks, Mum. Yeah, tea is dinner. Not everyone in the north says that, but it's a northern thing. Down south they might say dinner. See, up here we also say supper. Some people might say supper, but they're proper northern and they're a bit lower class. Tea is dinner. Let's have a look. Paints are cheaper for an airbrush? It can be, yeah. Mike Mountain says, really must start the huge submarine though, or Ted will shout. Yes, for those that don't know, Dad, Mike Mountain, Ted, Skipper Ted, who does the model stream with me and Chris, is making the big 4-foot long trumpeter I think, 7C U-boat. It's like 4 foot long, it's massive, 1/48 scale, it's huge. He's making it for e-models, videoing it for them in his channel, and Dad's making the same kit. He got the same thing. Has he actually started it yet, Dad, or are you not started it yet? Space Hamster ZH +1 on literally everything you just said about Warhammer 40k, and that's why I'm all brushing it on a bloodthirster right now. So much fun. It is. I wouldn't have dreamed of brush painting before I actually discovered Citadel paints. And I only discovered Citadel paints properly because I was building some Warhammer stuff that I'd never done before. And it is so much fun. It's like going all serious and airbrushing stuff. It looks fantastic and it is enjoyable in its own way. But it's like grown-up model making. Doing this stuff where you can just paint it with a brush and it still looks good. It's just playtime. It's just fun times. It's like the decompress from doing proper airbrushy stuff. So it's to the point now where I'm thinking, oh, I've got to get the airbrush out. I've got to make space on my desk, and I've got to mix the paint, and I've got to do all the airbrushing, and I've got to wear a respirator, so when I've got a beard, so when I put the mask on, all I'm going to do is wear it for 2 hours, and then I'll just spend the rest of the day smelling face, because there's nothing worse than airbrushing for 2 hours, take off your respirator, and all you can smell for the rest of the day is face. It's just not right. It's not a good smell. And you get a beard full of sweat, and then you do all your airbrushing, and you sit there bored because you've got 300 bits of a Gundam to do, and it's like, oh god, how much more? And then you've got to do the airbrush, and you've got to clean it out for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you've got to do that. Oh. Whereas this stuff, I just go, I've got to paint it now. Painted, woo! It's great fun. I love it. I don't actually make that noise. Wait, 4 from Hobbycraft Fox, says Andy McLeish. No, I just a pack of like, I think it was like 2 packs of 20 or 4 packs of 10 or something of the little squishy dropper bottles for like about 4 or 5 quid, I think. It was on offer. It was in the big basket at the front. I'm looking after my 2 nieces today, says Spoogly Addict. So as you can imagine, I've missed most of the show. It's because you never win anything. Get them on the Xbox. Get them playing some headshot games. Get them playing Halo or something. That'll be good. He's procrastinating on the sub, says David. Butcher that model. Yes. Mike Bounty says, who were? Davey UK says, I've restarted the second Space Marine, looking at some other Warhammer figures, not interested in the games, just like painting the figures. Oh yeah. And it's like me, I mean, I have no interest in Age of Sigmar. But I got the big Mortarion, which is 40k. And that got me looking at, and that's a big character, it's like a Primarch. So, that got me looking at some of the big standalone, sort of almost statue type things. And then that got me looking at some of the stuff you get for Age of Sigmar, which I have no interest in at all. I really want to play 40k at some point when I've got enough together in an army and got the codexes. I have an interest in that. Age of Sigmar, couldn't care less about the game. No interest. But some of the figures, the standalone figures, like I did the Magoth Lord, that was Age of Sigmar. That looks fantastic. And I've got to tell you, well, I'll tell you in a minute, but so yeah, some of the Age of Sigmar stuff, like Star Drakes and stuff, and some of the big monstery things, it's like I'm gonna at some point, assuming that I don't do a bad job on Mortarion, I want to get Archaon the Everchosen and get that painted up because that looks massive. Oh, hello, we did a thing. Osric 9000, thank you very much. And again, says Osric. Osric, thank you very much. Aviad Madar is now on 998,000. Is that 99,800 health? Cool. So he's gone down a little bit. Your journey has started towards the next person winning several £100 worth of stuff. Yes, I will do, depending how Mortarion goes, who I'll never play in game. I'm never going to play him in a game. I'll just have him in my cabinet because it's a beautiful piece. Depending how that goes, I'll probably get Archaon the Everchosen because that looks fantastic. And then I've been looking at some other of the big individual character pieces for Age of Sigmar just because they're beautiful things that will look fantastic in the cabinet, and I know I can brush paint them and not worry about airbrushing, so it's just all fun all around. So it's true, even if you've got no interest in the game, they're just fantastic things to paint. Not just the run-of-the-mill stuff like these and the figures, but some of the beautiful standalone sculptures. Butcher That Model says, we have a big Primarch, Fox. It's in town. Can't keep Pip out of the place. I've got a couple of Primarchs. Never mind. Primarch Marines. Yeah, you know what we call it up north? Primani. It's known as Primani up here because it's make it sound a bit more posh and swanky. So I keep calling these Primani Marines, and nobody gets the joke. It's like a couple of Primani Marines. Wait, do you mean Primaris? Never mind. Yeah. So yeah. Go big or go home with GW kits, says Andy McLeish. So yeah, I mean that's what I hope you're saying, Mike, is that you've got no interest in the game. I know you haven't, but the thing is, we do this hobby for fun. We make models of things because we want to have fun making them, and that's why we tend to make models of things that interest us. Some people are like, I want to try something new. I want to go into something I've never made before. I'll try this and that. I'm not adventurous like that. I tend to really stick to something I know I'm going to like. But I'm all about having fun. And this stuff to me, even if I had because when I started doing these, I had no interest in playing the game at all. I'm like, no interest. I'm not a neckbeard. I'm not anything like that. As I've been making them, I've learned more about the game. I've learned more about the culture. And I've started to think I really want to play the game now. But even if I hadn't, they're just a great bit of fun. I could just keep making the models with no intention of building an army or anything like that, and I'd just be having fun because you've got the serious buildy stuff, and then you've got these which you just get a brush and get some paint and go. fantastic. And they got me trying different paints, so I'll be always grateful for GW for getting me into their expensive paints and products. I don't know if you can say that, but yes, it's my gateway to suddenly finding. Model making was always my relief from real life, but now I've got a relief from model making as well. So I've got real life, I've got my decompression from real life, which is model making, and then when that gets too intense, I've got a decompression from model making, which is doing Games Workshop stuff, because it's dead easy. It's just fun. You're not expected. You can produce studio quality miniatures, or you can just have fun and make them look cool. Wayne Haywood says, first starter pack is good value if you fancy painting Space Marines. Yes, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, there are some, like we were saying earlier on about Aviad and what he was going to choose. If you want to get into the game, then you really cannot beat the start collecting sets. They get them for Imperial Guard, there's Tempestus Scions, they've got it for Chaos, they've got it for Admech, they've got all the different factions, Tau, you know, Tyranids. They've got different collections for each of the main factions, and it's like they're usually about 45 to 50 quid, and you think it's a lot of money, but you're actually getting typically about 90 to 100 quid worth of kit in the box as a start collecting. And it's basically just you'll get like a load of troops, an HQ like a sergeant or an HQ thing, and usually a heavy weapon or a vehicle of some sort. Like the Imperial Guard, you get a Lehman Russ tank, a command squad, and a load of troops. The Tempestus Sounds, you get a Taurox Prime, and you get a squad of Tempestus Scions with a Tempestor and everything else. So and that's they're often anywhere between like 60, 70, 80 or 90 or even 100. I think one of them comes out, if you add up all the different costs of all the different things, they're about 120 quid, some of them, because it's basically you get a start collecting box is 2 or 3 different packs, like a pack of 5 of these and a pack of 5, and they just put them all together and put it in one box and charge you a lot less. So if you're looking to get into the game and start building an army up, check out the start collecting boxes. They're a really great way of doing it. If you want to get into the game, you can have a look at the big actual gameplay sets. So you've got Dark Imperium is the 40k one, and Soul Wars is the Age of Sigmar one. Again, they're about what, 95 quid, but you're getting 30 or 40, maybe even 50 dudes, good guys and bad guys, or you know, Space Marines and Chaos, or ghosty floaty dudes and the gold thing for Age of Sigmar, whatever they're called. You get like two factions, cards, dice and everything else. That's 95 quid, and it's usually about 110, 20, 30 quid worth of stuff in there. But yes, there are also the starter kits. There's a little starter kit, I can't remember what it's called, it's like 20 quid, and you get sort of I think you get 9 or 10, a mixture of Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines, Chaos Marines, a little bit of scenery, like a little box and stuff, and a mat and some dice, and you can start playing. So if you've got a young kid or a young builder, it's 20 quid. You get some figures to play with, you can paint them, and you can actually play a little game as well. Great fun. Great fun. Anyway, I should shut up now. I'm not employed by Games Workshop. I don't know why I'm plugging them so much. Right, more coffee. And then we should call it a day. What are you doing? The Gluttony Demon, Kenneth, it done is awesome, says Dad. Yes, Kenneth did. I think I could get this wrong, so apologies, Kenneth, if I get it wrong. He did a Great Unclean one. I think it was a Great Unclean one, or it might have been a non-Games Workshop equivalent. I think it was a non-Games Workshop one, a third-party one, but it's that kind of thing. Massive bleh, chaos Nurgle thing. It looked fantastic. The North is kind of like Pennsylvania, I suppose, says Zadston. No, the North is the cultural centre of the UK. Don't worry about the South. There's no culture down South. It's just all Southerners. The North is where all the culture comes from. Everything in the world that you take for granted was invented, if not in Manchester itself, which is where I live, if not actually in Manchester, like all the things you can think of, then it was pretty much like it was invented in the North or the Northwest. But pretty much everything you use in your everyday life, every aspect of your life, was invented in Manchester, where I live, which is of course the best place in the world. Industrial Revolution, discovery of DNA, discovery of particles, the structure of atoms, so many scientific discoveries and that led to our current life were born here in Manchester. Everywhere else in the world, you're all third world. Manchester's where it's at. What about Stonehenge? It's just some stones, man. We have our henges up here and they're much better. Let's have a look. Don't you mean the Ta'au? Yes, Ta'au. Dad, you think you missed this? There's a race in Warhammer called the Tau, T-A-U. They were called the Tau, but then what Games Workshop did was they changed all the names to make them less or easily to copyright and to claim rights. So they changed Space Marine, they changed Imperial Guard to Astra Militarum. There's a load of copyright stuff going on, but they made the Tau T'-A-U. So I call them Tau, right, when I remember, to take the piss out of this extra apostrophe, because it's like a typical cliche. Let's make it alien, we'll put an apostrophe in the middle of the word, and it drives me nuts. I hate that. Don't just add apostrophes. So I call them a Tau when I remember. Got ya, says Mike Mountain. Apostrophe aliens. Yeah, the apostrophe alien, the Tau. It was invented in Yorkshire, like Australia was. Yeah. And the Cornish pasty, that's Manchester, that is. And in fact, Yorkshire was invented in Manchester, so just so you know, Yorkshire's a Manchester product. Industrial Revolution was in Shropshire. No, it was in Manchester. I know, because it was. Oh no, that's Tapau, says Mike Mountain. Tapau were quite good though, says Zadster. Yeah, although I wasn't that keen on Enterprise, to be honest. I've been winding up Fox on Twitter about it, says Andy McLeish on Twitter. Yeah, the only time you should use an apostrophe after a T is if you're in the north and you're going to shop to buy bread and butter to have with dinner. To have with supper. What we having for supper, ma'am? Don't know. Go to shop and get shit to eat. There you go. That's what your dinner is. Hey. Oh. I don't know. I'll kick the dog and see what it does. That's more Yorkshire, but never mind. Anyway, I think we should call it a day, because I'm down for a wee. But I've kind of done all the highlighting. So, where are we up to? All the armour, like it's a Gundam. All the armour has, somebody said cheese balm. Cheese balm. Yeah, balm is the right word. If you're in the north, it's balm. It's not. Although some people say oven bottom. The hell is an oven bottom? It's a balm. It's balm cake. I'm not going to start that anyway. Time for tea. It says Mike Mountain. No, it's just time for tea. You don't put an extra tea in there. So yes, we've got all the armour parts painted. All the internal frames, all the interior frames have been done. We've got the armour base coloured. This is all the base colouring done now. So the next step would be this is where I have to plan a little bit, because I've got to do all the metallic sort of trim and stuff. I've also got to do some chipping and other bits. So I'm not sure what will come next. Either we'll get the trim painted, and I might do that off camera just because it's detail work, so I might do that off camera and get it ready. Or we might start doing some chipping. I don't know yet. I can only guarantee one thing, is that I will snap that thing off again at some point. But I think that's going to do us. So, because Huddersfield says Asda, toilet to oilet. Or BAP. Yeah, we can say BAP as well. I say BAP or balm. I can interchange BAP and balm. Balm cake or BAP. For those that don't know what we're talking about, just in the wrong part of the country, obviously. Yeah, but BAP or balm cake, I can chip balm. It has to be a chip balm. You can't say chip BAP. Chip BAP doesn't work. Chip balm works. Chip balm. Anyway, let's just not talk about that. Let's not get into that argument, because that's another 3.5 hours. Ooh, BAPs, says Mike Mountain. Steady now. Used to be BAPs in Cardiff, but they tend to call them rolls now. Well, rolls is just stupidly middle class. It's Howard and Hilda. Anyway, like a cheese roll. No, you want a cheese balm. We don't do rolls, love. We do balms. Balm cake. Anyway, shut up. Don't get me on that subject. That's going to do us. So, thank you to everyone who's been watching. Especially massive thank you to everyone who has contributed towards the giveaways, the wheel of giveaways. Well, yeah, obviously thank you to everyone who's contributed for the wheel of giveaways, all the prizes you've donated. More and more to give away. Don't forget, of course, for the trees and soap. Trees and soap. That's next week's prize. Trees and soap. Well, exactly what it says on the tin. Trees and soap. If I can throw anything else in with these, I will do. Don't forget, put a comment on this week's video once this show is finished and become a video. Just tell me why you think trees are awesome. I think that was the question. I've no idea now. Why trees are awesome. If it wasn't that, then something else. Yeah, thank you to everyone who's donated prizes. You guys are awesome. What I was going to say, yes, thank you to everyone who's put money in to the Stream Boss thing up here. Well done, and congratulations to Aviad, who's now probably running around in circles still trying to figure out what exactly he wants to claim as a prize. I'll let you all know what he chooses. I'll let you know in next week's show. I'll probably put a thing up in the Boom Hut and on my Facebook page just to say this is what Aviad chose for his big prize. So well done to Aviad. Thank you to everyone who's helped him get there. And remember, everyone else can take part in the next one, because you've all got the same chance now of doing it, of seeing what Aviad came out with. So keep that in mind as we go through the next few shows. Anyway, that's going to do me. I think I've got everything queued up and ready for once. I don't know how. So it just remains for me to say thank you so much for watching. Do take care of yourselves. Hopefully I'll be able to get some videoing done this week. I don't know. I'll see if I can get some done on the Strike Rouge. I might try and do a live stream through the week of the Strike Rouge, because I've still got some denubbing and stuff to do. So I might do a live stream throughout some point during the week. So stay tuned. Make sure, if you're not already subscribing to this channel, subscribe. And if I do a live stream, I'll pre-schedule it so it gives you some, at least a few hours notice. So thank you so much for watching. Do take care of yourselves. Do make something awesome. Go be awesome. And until next time, adios amoebas.